going on? I am Nando.
Oi, and I'm DJ.
And I'm regular American Chris Diggins.
And this is mostly Nitpicking, a podcast where every week we pick apart a piece of pop culture by looking exclusive at the details. Woohoo!
Oh, top of the morning to you there.
G'day, mate.
This week we're talking about a movie that is not even a little bit relevant outside of Hutchtober, obviously.
I think you'll find it's very relevant to many of our political concerns in this world, Nando.
That's true.
Is it, though?
It wasn't even when it was made.
I'm not even saying that there aren't ones, but this one, I don't know.
I mean, this one's we'll get to it, but the relevancy of this one's actually really interesting. But before we get to that, we got news this week, you guys. We'll try to make this quick because I don't want to bum everybody out. But did you guys see the Wicked announcement from this week?
I didn't. What is it?
I didn't. I can't wait.
It's about the movie Wicked. Okay.
Wicked for good?
Wicked for good. That's right. They're not putting a little 4 in there. It would be misleading, but still, they should.
I was going to say, it's not the fourth movie, so I don't know why they would.
Yeah, do fourth movies tend to do well, or are they kind of where people go like, eh? I don't imagine the Fast and the Furious was a huge hit. Shrek the Fourth probably was a huge hit.
Yeah.
Probably want to stay away from those. Anyway,
it's weird because Fast 5 is where they really turned it around. So maybe once you get to the 5th one, that's when it like really starts kicking.
Yeah, most franchises are cowards and give up at 4. But if you push
on
through,
it was the fourth Marvel Cinematic Universe movie.
Oh,
was it Thor?
It was Thor. Yeah.
Oh wow.
No, I said 4.
Oh, it was 4. Yeah, they could have called it that.
Oh, that's a good idea. You know who's going to push on through the 5 no matter what anyone says? Toy Story. And we're all going to see it. We're going to be like, wow, they're just hitting their stride now with Toy Story 5.
What do you think is going to happen in that new one? I know it's got like tablets and stuff, but are they going to play Fortnite and stuff?
Yeah, it's about how the computers are bad and taking over, and no one plays with the toys; they play with the computers. And now I think
the dang millennials are always on their dang phones.
It's not the millenniums; it's the Zoomers and the alphas.
I was going to say it's not even alpha; it's whatever's after. It's Gen Beta because it'd be the kids, right?
Those are the babies, right? Betas are like I think being born this year.
I guess. So I guess the alphas, I don't know.
My son will unfortunately be a beta, and I'll have to make fun of him for it his whole life. I'll be like, you're a beta. You're a beta. I know we're on the third tangent, but it's a hobby horse of mine. Why? Okay. Gen X.
What is this podcast if not infinite tangents?
Gen X wasn't like, all right, we're going to do a letter now. We're called Gen X, right? Like Generation X, like kind of like meant its own thing. But then for some reason, afterwards, they're like, okay, well, now this one's Y. But then our generation, we're cool. We're like, no, we're millennials. Fuck that. But then the next one is Z. And they're like, okay, well, Z is the end of the alphabet. So what's the next one? It's Alpha. And the one after that's Beta. When did this happen? Because before X, it was the baby boomers. And before them, it was the Grace generation. Before them, it was the silent generation. Before them, it was like you lived and then you grew up on a farm and you died by the time you were 35. Yeah. And then before that was medieval times or whatever. What happened? Or I guess it was Hamilton. Sorry, the one before that was Hamilton.
You lived, you grew up on a farm, and you died was the vast majority of human history.
That's a good point.
That's still happening in a lot of places.
That's yeah. But what is this now alphabetizing that we're just going to go down the Greek alphabet? What'd they ever do? What makes the Greeks so great? So I just want to know, like, why is it this? Why?
Well, DJ, there's many men with Twitter avatars and profile pics of Greek statues who could tell you about why the Greeks are so great.
That's true.
Okay. I guess. But that doesn't explain this generation.
Who's the best Greek person, did you say?
Is it John Stamos?
Ooh, he's a contender for sure.
He's a good one.
Was anybody in that Mamma Mia movie actually Greek?
Well, like the characters are also not Greek. They're just on a Greek island, I'm pretty sure.
That's true. Not one of them. Yeah, you're right. It's weird that none of them are from there. You know, Pierce Brosnan's not even from there. He should be from there. What a bad thing that Greek people got. You know, make a movie in Greece. We would like to cast none of you, please.
We made it up for them with My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Yeah,
okay.
That's true.
We got there. So there's that one. Yeah.
So there's that one. But even then, I don't think those were all Greek people, right? The NSYNC guys, are they Italian?
I don't know.
I just assumed, but you know what? Now I'm thinking about it, they were probably Greek. I don't know. And also, was it NSYNC or Backstreet Boys? I don't know. Anyway, you guys, they're making another Wicked movie.
Okay.
Yeah, for good.
And they had to cast all the guys in it, but luckily for the sake of like this, pretty much no new characters in it, right? Because they're all...
that movie comes out next month, so I really hope they've already cast everyone.
Well, you would think so, except there was one member of the cast that had not been announced because they are going to have a role in it. However, they would not, like, it wouldn't need to be filmed using them. So you're like, oh, who's that going to be? The Cowardly Lion is going to have a singing part in the musical. I assume maybe they'll do new songs. I don't know. And everybody was kind of like, well, I don't even think people were wondering this, but like the director, I believe, John Chu, was like, hey, you guys aren't going to believe who we got for the Cowardly Lion. We got a big star. It's going to be really exciting. You're going to love it. What was your suggestion, Diggins?
Barack Obama.
Oh, that would be fun. I feel like he's available, you know?
Yeah,
he was on Mark Maron podcast.
He's retired.
Yeah.
You could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can he? I mean, and he can sing. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
So
is it him? Is it
not
Barack Obama?
Is what I'm hearing.
It is not Barack. It is not Barack Hussein Obamacare.
Is it?
I know.
Is it Andy Serkis? Is it him? Is he doing it?
No. Because this is just voice. This is not. There's no
mocap.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Oh, please.
So okay, now you're getting closer, kind of, to what we thought this was, because there was a day of internet where everybody was like, "Oh, wait a second," and then we all came up with one answer that maybe would be very possible, but would certainly be the worst one. I'm sure we can think about it here.
It's a bad Mel Gibson.
Well, no, not him. Well, I mean, he would be bad. I mean, well, he could sing, right?
I don't know.
Is he singing stuff? Pocahontas, does he sing in it, or does he just speak?
I don't think he has any singing part in Pocahontas.
Right?
Yeah. Is it? I don't think so. Is it Hugh Jackman?
No. You're describing people who...
It would be bad.
Yeah. You're giving me people who would be cool. Well, not Mel Gibson.
It would be so cool if Mel
cool.
Gibson was it, Nando. I agree. Yeah.
It would be it'd be continuity from his like Chicken Run days, and like we kind of like, oh, it's more of that, you know. And from his Pocahontas days, he loves animated guys.
All right, serious guesses. I'm assuming it's not a big name, but it's one that it's like, okay,
it is a big name.
It's a pretty big name.
James Corden.
So that was the doomsday scenario that many people on the internet feared.
Oh man! Oh boy!
All right,
the director.
Okay.
Well, the director originally said, "I'm not going to say who it is. It's going to be something we reveal at the premiere. Like you were going to see this person walking the red carpet and go, oh, they must be the Cowardly Lion. That's fun." However, after a day of people doom cordoning, I think the Wicked people were like, we have to tell them who this is.
We have to get ahead of this story. We can't have them going around thinking James Corden is in this movie.
We made a mistake. We need to say exactly who it is. So they did reveal who it is.
Okay.
I wouldn't say this is like super. I think this is guessable. That I would say this is an actor who, like, if they hadn't said anything, I'd be pretty excited to see them in this. And I still am. But like now it's like, you know, kind of instead of James Corden, anybody, right? But like now it's now it's not as fun.
That makes sense.
But yeah, do you want to take a guess? This is the Cowardly Lion.
Rebel Wilson.
No, it is a man. Because people thought Rebel Wilson was one of the possibilities. Also, Awkwafina was one of the other doomsday scenarios people were throwing out.
Well, maybe for you guys, because you hate Awkwafina. I think she's fine.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't trust her as a Cowardly Lion. Oh man, is it?
Yeah, she's too chatty. It wouldn't work. She'd be a bad Cowardly Lion.
Is it someone who
agree.
can sing?
Yes, he is a good singer. He will be great in this role, and he's an actor I think we all like.
Jonathan Groff.
No and no. You're both about equally far. I think one of you's a little bit closer. I think you're both pretty close. If you add those two together, what do you get?
What a question!
Yeah,
I have no idea how to answer that.
Perhaps the the look of one, and perhaps like this, because I don't know, is Idris Elba like a singer? Does he do that?
I mean, he was McCavity.
He's British, so it's a 50-50.
Oh, that's true. He was McCavity. I forgot about that. And he has his DJ career.
Oh,
so
that's all
probably
he's doing.
But no, this person is more of a I would say is more known for that. However, now that I'm looking at their IMDb, I'm like, do they? Is that a thing they do? They must. Yeah. Of course. Yes. They were in a musical movie that like is legit. But yeah, so someone with musical talent, perhaps the musical talent even of a Jonathan Cross. You said Cross or Groff?
Groff.
Right.
The King from Hamilton. And
yeah.
Frozen. He's in Frozen, right?
It's true. Perhaps perhaps mixed with a little bit of Idris Elba. I
am left with
what specific trait of Idris Elba should we be assuming this person has, Nando?
Yeah. When you say fuse, how literal do you mean? Is it like their child would be one of this?
Yeah, kind of. If they had a kid, it would probably. There's a good chance this is what their child would look like.
John David Washington.
Leslie Odom Jr.
Both great guesses. Wrong.
Second guess, Lamar Odom.
No, I always have that. I always have trouble with that though. There's a Leslie Odom and Lamar Odom. It's like
too much.
Yeah.
Oh, who is the other guy from Hamilton who played Jefferson?
It's not a Hamilton guy.
David Diggs.
That would be a fun one. But no, I would say this guy. Okay, so how about this? This guy has a role in an upcoming movie this year that I think is a pretty good role, besides Wicked, obviously, and had a very small role in one of the worst movies we've done this year. Tiny cameo, but like it's funny how what their year will have started with and ended with.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Okay, so who is this person in Beekeeper?
How
that
dare
wasn't
you?
this year, was it?
What? Yeah, what? Right? No, it was last year.
Working Man
Beekeeper
was this
Springs
year.
Eternal
Working Man
for
was
me
this year's Beekeeper.
Every year.
Yeah, that's true. Every year you sit down. You sit down at the hive. Because you replace the Christmas tree with a little standing beehive.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's that
light it on fire, and then you watch the Beekeeper with the family.
Oh gosh.
Oh man, I really think based on what you guys said, I'm like, one of you's gonna get it after this Idris Elba Jonathan Groff thing.
I mean, I have to cheat now and go look at all our podcasts, but I'm like,
hey, you're welcome to try. I don't think that will help.
Right, because it's like you said, it's a cameo.
It's a very small role. I had also forgotten they were in this.
Yeah.
I mean, I also don't think they're maybe not known for musicals, but I did know they did one, and it was a good one. And it was why when I looked this up, I was like, oh yeah, that'd be pretty good.
This is tough.
They were also in
Titus Burgess.
Who's that? I mean, the answer's no, but
from Dear Mary
and he was Titus in Kimmy Schmidt. Yeah,
that is okay. Yeah, no, not him. Although he would be fun. He'd be quite fun.
He had a small role in Snow White.
You're absolutely right. He did. He was bashful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Small. Oh man. Now I'm like, is it a Snow White thing?
I think going for the small role is going to get you in more trouble. I think you'd be better served going for the larger role in a future movie from this year.
Coming out this year.
We're at the end of the year, pretty much. Yeah,
that's true.
Coming out within the next 2 months.
I don't know who's gonna.
This is one we've talked about. Yes, Paul Mescal. Many people say, "Are you Idris Elba's son, Paul Mescal?" There's something about the fact that you're a white Irish guy that makes me go like, You look like this enormous, cool, scary,
what else comes out this
Springer
year?
Bell fella. I don't know, DJ. I really think you were close. You guys were close.
Man,
you had it.
Think of any other people who sing.
I'm with Diggins. I know you're begging one of us to just
this is really killing me, but I want to
come on, hold the podcast hostage.
I will say they were also in. Oh, okay, good. They also did like stage musicals for a while. They were in a production of Chicago. They were in some other stuff. Scottsboro Boys. We all love Scottsboro Boys. I will say this: they were also in an this animated show this year that I thought was quite good. And they had a great role in it. One of the more fun roles. Something that I'm like, maybe we could continue that in live action if we wanted to be brave. It is a guy.
It's a guy. Okay. Charlie Hunnam.
Charlie Hunnam. Also very similar to Idris Elba.
Listen, I'm like, what movies are coming out at the end?
Haven't
of this
anybody
year?
checked? We know what Charlie Hunnam's parent we probably know who their parents are. So wouldn't it be interesting if Charlie Hunnam's mom had a fling with a young Idris Elba back in the day, and he secretly, this is how he found out? Oh my God.
Damn it.
This is really funny to me a little bit. Because, I don't know. I thought this would be easier. I really did.
Well, you forgot how racist DJ and I are.
I apparently did.
It's not
how
that.
About this?
It's okay.
No,
we may not know they have musical aptitude based on this movie, because I don't think that this movie would have proved it. However, something about the title of a movie from a couple of years ago would suggest they can. They can fill this role.
Is that lion related?
No.
Oh,
it's musical related.
My God.
I can't. This is killing me.
It's killing me too. I don't.
I mean, and I really like him. He's an actor. I'm happy he's in it. I think you all like him. We've definitely all said nice things about him before.
I don't think I know.
Mostly we said
William
it's nice
Jackson
that he got.
Harper?
No, he's fun though. I think our whole thing with him in the thing that he was in this year that we didn't like was I'm glad he got paid, and he probably didn't even have to go to set. He got to do it from the comfort of his own car, probably.
Wait a minute.
Really? Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Is it Giancarlo Esposito?
No, that would be a fun one though. But
that was
keep going with that thought. Smaller. Think smaller.
A smaller Giancarlo Esposito?
Well, no,
smaller role. I'm thinking of
that. Who? Oh my God!
Who else had a cameo in that movie?
Oh my God!
Oh, Coleman Domingo.
That's correct, Coleman Domingo from the Electric State. He played Wolf. He was the guy that tried to rob Chris Pratt.
Yeah,
and he was like, "Give me that gun," and he was like, "I'll take the money too." DJ, what movie is he going to be in later this year?
I actually don't know this.
Oh, he's the host in The Running Man. He's like the game show host in it. Mm-hmm. He's like the fun guy. Also, the movie I was poorly alluding to was Sing Sing, was a movie he was in a couple of years ago. No real singing in it. The singing movie he did was The Color Purple, which he also did.
That was last year, wasn't it? Not a couple of years ago.
2023, according to IMDb.
Well, I think that's
probably because it got an early release. Yeah, but yeah.
Like it was up for awards this past year.
That's correct.
So it's
and I think a pretty good marriage of Jonathan Groff and Idris Elba. Like
because he's black and gay?
Not gay. Broadway star guy. Like he's a Broadway actor. Plus he's like probably goes out for a lot of the same roles as Idris Elba. I feel like they're in conversations.
I believe Coleman Domingo is gay.
I mean, I guess if you pay attention to that stuff, if you're like, oh, Coleman Domingo, it's one of the gay actors, you write it on your little list. Like guys I don't like now. That's up to you. I just see everybody as people. Now, actually, that's not true. I like them more if they're. So yeah, this is something that I should know. But even if he's not, I think he's got. And also, Jonathan Groff is gay, right? Yeah.
That
makes sense. 'Cause he was in that night, or wasn't he in that stupid M. Night Shyamalan movie where the two husbands had to kill their daughter or something? Remember that? Went straight to like Peacock.
Oh yeah,
it was based on a book.
No, it didn't go. Knock at the Cabin. It went in theaters.
Oh, it did. Okay, very good. Well, he's going to be the lion. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Happy for him. I hope he gets a nice big paycheck. I hope it's not as big as his Electric State paycheck, though. There's no way. It will be way bigger. He'll probably get some of the back end or some because this is like a theatrically released movie. Those tend to pay money as opposed to the Netflix movies.
The whole streaming model is that you don't have to pay residuals to people.
That's right. And yeah,
because it doesn't make
pretty
any money.
Cool. It doesn't make any money. And I mean, not that, well, Electric State did, but they usually don't. They're usually big losers. Boo. But the Electric State was pretty big winner. But you guys, speaking of big winners, we got to talk about this week's movie.
Oh my gosh.
Which is, I already forgot. Oh, Red Dawn. Yes, we're talking about Red Dawn from 2012, you guys. This is going to be a crazy movie, you guys, because this is, so first of all, before we get to the summary and any of that, just want to, have either of you guys seen the original Red Dawn?
No,
I haven't.
It's Patrick Swayze, right?
I know about it.
It is, yeah. Classic.
Is it?
And yeah, kind of.
Okay.
I'd say it's a classic 80s movie.
I'd say it's a cult classic.
Yeah. I think it was somewhat popular at the time because the cast was like, it was Patrick Swayze, Jennifer Grey, Charlie Sheen, Leah Thompson. Like it was an all-star cast of 80s guys. And like, I feel like it hit that Cold War thing. Like it scratched that itch really well.
Yeah, Reagan was president. We were all about that.
Exactly. I think it's remembered fondly. More than this one for sure. This got remade in 2012. This is Red Dawn 2.
To be remembered more fondly than this one, you simply have to be remembered. Because I think most people forget this happened.
Yeah, I think that's, well, they won't after this because we're going to talk about it. We're going to make everybody love it. And we're going to start that with the IMDb game, Be As in Spelling game. You guys are excited for this?
Ooh.
Yeah.
This is going to be a fun one. I'll tell you what. I'm excited for this because you know what? This is a summary that we get from one of the strangest of places. You would never guess this is where the summary comes from. France.
France?
France.
Yeah.
Well, so it's you know how they eat those snails in France? You ever had that escargot?
Oh, I love it.
It's not bad. It's really salty.
Butter.
Yeah, it's butter and salt.
Yeah, I
and
mean it's basically
squish.
just butter soup.
Yeah. Well, that is made using snails, as we all know, and those other two things we mentioned, and probably a bunch of other bullshit. Yeah, and the people wonder, they're like, "Hey, what happens to the shells of those? Because you don't eat the shells." It's like, well, what they do with the shells is on the inside of a snail's shell. These are only the ones that because we don't do this in America. Although you can get escargot at a really fancy restaurant if you want.
I've had escargot in America.
Yeah, so have I actually. I'm trying to think, was it in like Jersey City or something? I don't know. It was a very nice restaurant though. On the inside of the shells, there's a little secret code. It's mostly like hieroglyphs and stuff, so like little triangles and circles and stuff. But because of the magic of AI, so it's not useless, you guys. It's cool, and it's not a bubble either. It's because we're going to use it for this, and this is only going to go up because there's only more movies being made thanks to Netflix and stuff. Until there's none, which will also probably happen eventually when the industry
that
collapses.
Bubble also bursts.
Yeah, they're all a lot of good bubbles. You know how bubbles like they take two big ones and they form into one bubble? That's what's happening here basically. But because of that, we were able to translate. It used to be like we could translate it before the AI was like a bunch of guys, but like fuck them, they're poor now. We don't need them anymore, you know. But now it's like a little AI, so you could translate all the scribbles. I don't know if the snails make them or if it's like something that comes from the shells. Also, I don't know how snails work. Are snails one of the ones that like gets new shells as they get bigger, or do they kind of stay the same size most of their lives?
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know. I know like crabs, you know, like hermit crabs switch shells a lot. I feel like snails probably don't. So it probably comes from them. Like they grow it. Anyway, so you can use that. Now, some of the snails are big. Some of the snails are small. Some of the shells are big. Some of the shells are small. Some are kind of wavy. Some are more straight. I would say this summary, decoded from the snail, came from a perfectly fine shell. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever.
Okay.
Just absolutely A-okay as far as I'm concerned.
All right.
And I want you both to take a shot at it. I'm excited to see where it goes. I don't want to give you too many hints and stuff because I want to see what you do. So which one he's going first? It's up to DJ.
Yeah,
Diggins is going first.
All right.
All right, DJ or Diggins, go for it.
When America is invaded by North Korea, a Marine must train his brother and their football and the local football team into a group of patriotic freedom fighters.
Okay. DJ?
All right. I think I'm going to go perfectly fine. It's simple. A group of teenagers must repel the invading forces of North Korea when they descend upon the Pacific Northwest.
Okay. Okay, I think I have a winner, but I wanted to do a tiebreaker anyway because I had planned this. I think this is a little interesting fact about the movie. We don't have to take too long with it.
Okay.
Is the tiebreaker going to determine who wins, or is there a winner and we're just doing this for fun?
Yeah, we'll see. It depends on how well you do in the tiebreaker. So here we go. This is a tiebreaker. Everybody knows it's a Chris Hemsworth movie. This was one of his first post-Thor movies, even though it got filmed before Thor, probably, because it was supposed to release in like 2010 or whatever. Yeah. It stars as his father, Lieutenant Tom Eckert or whatever, an actor named Brett Cullen. So Brett Cullen in this movie, Thor's dad. Brett Cullen, also the father in two different movies of two actual superheroes. So he is in two superhero movies as the superhero's dad. I want you to tell me, or let's say comic book movies. Let's be broader than that. I want you to tell me which superheroes he is the father of. And he's been in, several movies. I'm sure we've seen him in a lot of stuff. He's one of those guys that just pops up everywhere. We've seen these movies before. I guarantee it. I know at least one we've done for the podcast. I don't think we've done the other one, but we could at some point. But yeah.
Is this just the name game in a different form?
It's a more specific one based off of a coincidence that I learned researching the movie.
We just have to name two specific roles of this one actor.
Yeah, and you name the role, but
the
you
actor.
No, it's the dad from the cop dad.
Right, so cop dad.
The one who, yeah.
Right.
Chris Hemsworth's dad, Thor's dad in this, has also been the dad of two other
Josh
superheroes.
Peck's dad.
Has been the dad.
That's right, and Josh, but
dad
Josh Peck's
of two other superheroes.
Not a superhero and cool. He sucks.
Do we have to, how specific do we have to get?
Tell me the name of the superhero. You didn't even tell me which movie it's in.
All right.
Okay.
Well, who's going first?
Just shoot me some. Yeah.
Diggins is going first.
I don't even remember if his dad's in this movie, but Daredevil?
Great guess. Wrong. But great guess. His dad is in it. He gets beat up. But
is this guy the dad in Sky High?
No, that's Kurt Russell. But
yeah,
good guess.
Oh fuck, it is. Damn.
Hey,
your Kurt Russell blindness extends even further.
Yeah,
it's so blind. Oh god.
Diggins, what about you? Give me another guess.
Was he Iceman's father in one of the X-Men movies?
Oh, that would be a good guess, but incorrect. He is not, as far as I know. Let me double check because this didn't come up.
Probably not. I just thought maybe that could have been it.
I mean, he has a stern look to him. I think he could be anti-gay by metaphor or whatever, like in the 2000s for sure. But no, he was not Iceman's father. DJ, Nick, give me a superhero. Also, like I said, superhero's name so like Sky High is not an amazing guess because I don't think we.
All right.
Do you remember that character's name?
Fuck no.
Will Stronghold, you guys. Will Stronghold. But anyway, go on.
I just gotta say, we're doing volume shooting now. Batman.
Mm-hmm. Boom. That's one of them.
Nice.
Damn.
You want to take a guess at which Batman dad he is? Because it's kind of an interesting one.
Okay. Is he, Snyder Justice League Batman dad?
He is not.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, Snyder Justice League Batman dad is in this movie as Jeffrey D. Morgan. But Diggins, do you know who it is? I'm still going to obviously give that point to DJ.
I mean, of Batman movies that have come out, is he the Dark Knight Nolan Batman's dad?
He is not. In fact, he plays Thomas Wayne in a little movie called Joker.
Yeah,
he is the Thomas Wayne in the Joker verse.
No way.
Yep.
Awesome.
So go back and watch it, and you're like, oh yeah, that's definitely him. Like looking back, I'm like, I knew him from somewhere. Something I've seen a couple of times. However, this other movie that he's in, and already TJ, you have a point. So this is looking great. This game is looking great for you. Can you give me the other one he's in? It's an older movie, and by older, it's not something and came out in the last 10 years. I'm willing to bet we've all seen it though.
It did or did not come out in the last 10 years.
Did not. I will also say he has obviously he's a father, so it's an important role. Not in as much of the movie, not in very much of the movie at all, in fact. But he does make an appearance
in an
early
older
on.
movie. Okay.
Yeah, but like within our lifetime.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I figure if he's playing a dad, it can't have been that long ago.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, hypothetically, he could be playing a younger version of a dad eventually. He could be playing but that's
how many superhero movies have flashbacks to when the dad was a kid?
It's a great question.
He plays Wolverine's dad in a flashback to like the 1800s or whatever.
In Wolverine Origins. No, but a good guess. Very good guess. I don't know if this is true. I could be convinced they had Jackman play Wolverine's dad in that too, but I don't think they did. But like the guy that they picked looked just like Hugh Jackman. It was great. DJ, any guesses? Give me another superhero.
Green Lantern.
Nope. Good guess. And that would be a great guess because his dad explodes. He's in like one seed and then he explodes. So Diggins, you want to take another guess? I'll give you a hint. This dad also kind of explodes, I think, or something. He doesn't last long.
He's not the Spider-Man dad for Andrew Garfield, is he?
No. That's the guy who was, I think, in charge of like Jurassic World 3 or something. I don't know that actor's name. Good guess. Good enough guess. DJ?
I'm running out of superheroes. I mean, I just have to do it. Is Superman?
No, he was never a Jor-El or a Pa Kent. I would take either. Yeah. But a good guess to make. You never know. Diggins, how about you?
He is the Hulk's dad.
No, the Hulk's dad, famously Nick Nolte in that Hulk movie. Really weird casting there. DJ, you can have the last guess, I think, if this is the last one. Give me any superhero. It's a superhero who was in a movie in our lifetime. One I'm pretty sure we all saw.
Firmly is like a superhero, right?
Absolutely, yes. They have comic books with their name on them.
But I
known
mean, like,
far and wide.
Not like, are they a superhero or are they
No, not like the Joker or something. This is like, I would say the superhero skews less heroic than like Captain America, but he's a superhero.
Is it Cyclops?
No, that's an okay guess. Although I don't think we see Cyclops' dad. Yeah, the only place we would see him is maybe an X-Men Apocalypse, but A, that would fall within the 10-year limit, and B, I don't even think we see him there. But no, in fact, he plays, and this is a flashback technically in the movie, he plays Barton Blaze in the 2007 movie Ghost Rider. He's Ghost Rider's dad.
Well, you know we've seen that movie because we did it on this podcast.
I couldn't remember if we had done 1 or 2 or where the Ghost Riders is.
We've actually never done 2, even though the three of us saw 2 in a theater together.
That's what I was going to say. That's why I couldn't keep it straight in my head. I was like, I know I've seen it with them. Pees on George Bush or whatever. He doesn't pee on George Bush. George Bush is in it and he pees fire. Mm-hmm. They could happen in the same, that would be cool. They want to save something for the threequel. If he shows up maybe in like, Avengers Doomsday or something. George Bush comes around the corner and he pees on him. It'd be cool.
It could happen.
What do you think the odds are George Bush is in Avengers Doomsday? Probably pretty low, right?
Pretty low, but not zero.
Non-zero, yeah. Well, DJ, you won that game.
Yay! Finally,
which is incredible,
guys.
But
unfortunately for people who love the games, that game really doesn't make a difference, because I would say the winner of the IMDb Isn't Summary, very, very definitive. And DJ, I got bad news for you.
No, stop it.
You're going to have to change the name of the DJ.com arena because you won the summary this week. You won the IMDb. So good.
I can't believe it. They said it was
impossible.
You
did incredible. So I'm going to read you the real summary of Red Dawn. A group of teenagers look to save their town from an invasion of North Korean soldiers. So TJ was like, a group of teenagers rebel and attack from North Korea or something. Perfect. Diggins wasn't bad either. He had invaded North Korea, but you went into the specific teenagers, so obviously that's where
all I said was that made. It was a Marine and a football team.
Yeah,
but I guess that is more detail than it gave.
Yeah, it didn't even, and also you gave them more of a, I feel like you called them freedom fighters or something, a group
Patriotic freedom fighters,
yeah, which I liked, but was not in the thing. So DJ, congratulations. The streak has been broken.
Oh
You're in charge of the IMDb, crown for now or whatever. I'll mail it to you.
God. Well,
I could drive it over.
It's always a relief because I get this week off and next week off. Like I get 2 weeks.
That's right.
Just like, oh my gosh, I can breathe.
It was a really nice feeling. You're gonna love it. But DJ, as the winner, you get to tell us what you thought of Red Dawn.
Oh my gosh,
2012,
I do.
obviously.
This is like such an honor. I didn't even. No,
so
okay.
proud.
So what did I think of Red Dawn? Okay, this movie is, I don't know. It's fine. It's really weird. I didn't hate it, but I certainly didn't like it. I think the problem is this movie, like, the reason I think it's not terrible because it's not so like hilariously bad where it executes anything within the movie as like it's horrible. Like Chris Hemsworth's doing Chris Hemsworth. He is trying his best to do an American accent, right?
This was really early in his career. Maybe too early in his career for that.
Yeah. You have to shove some...
He didn't have Disney money for accent trainers yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs more tobacco chew in there. Just really get it in there. And John, like everyone else, is like fine. The Hutch, I actually like what the Hutch is doing. I don't think he got enough screen time, but I like the Hutch
standing next to Chris Hemsworth sometimes and just being really hilarious.
Doesn't help that they gave him the biggest gun. Does not make him look. They could have given that to somebody else. That given him a little pistol, maybe made him look bigger.
Man. Tactical. He's a tactical man.
I said my rider. If I'm ever in a movie, I want the smallest gun, so I look like a giant.
And then, like Josh Beck. Yeah, I think for me the biggest problem is that this movie has the most insane intro exposition dump that you will ever see.
Oh my god!
It's crazy. It's not like a crawl or something. I'll talk about that later. And then the movie starts.
Very similar to the Tron Ares one, honestly.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. 2 weeks to do this shit, and then we like warp speed through some of what like the gritty parts of this would be, and it's like like we're here. So the movie skims over a lot of important things to kind of just be distilled to like action scenes, and it's hard to feel like what matters or like how previous scenes impact subsequent scenes. So it's a very disjointed movie, but it's not like so bad, right? Like I think Tron Ares is worse because that was so bad. But like did I like it? Like not really. Like I would never recommend this movie. I'd probably like go watch the original. I read the plot in the original, and I'm assuming that one makes more sense based on some of the context clues and like who they use versus North Korea.
Wow.
You know why it's North Korea, right?
I actually don't.
So, and it was originally filmed with it as China.
Okay.
And then after it was finished, like in post-production, they were like, wait a minute, China's a huge market for movies. We can't do this. So in post, they replaced all the iconography with North Korean iconography and dubbed over all the Chinese lines with Korean lines to change it to crazy. North Korea to avoid angering China.
That's crazy. Wow. Well, I just learned that. That's amazing. But yeah, so I would not recommend watching this movie. It's pretty bad. But not
the movie didn't end up
catastrophically
playing in
bad.
China anyway because it was a huge bomb, so it was never like considered for international release anyway.
Of course. But yeah, it's nothing really special. Diggins, what did you think of Red Dawn 2012?
So last week, I complained that Tron Ares is a really stupid movie. And I think this is one of the dumbest movies we've done. And I think there's a difference.
Okay.
And Tron Ares is a stupid movie because, like, nothing in it there's no internal logic to what happens in that movie. Like, people make decisions based on nothing, and then, like, do things that, like, if you think about it for even a second, it's like, there's a million better ways to do that. Just with what information I've been given by this movie. And it's just all like that all the way down. Nothing really makes any sense. I think this movie more or less has an internal logic to it. You can sort of like follow what the characters are doing and why, and like, you know, the progression of events and all that. But like, so basically once you've accepted the premise, it's like, yeah, all this makes sense. But it's dumb because the premise is insane. The premise is completely ridiculous and stupid and doesn't make any sense at all. And they're just kind of like never address that in any meaningful way. Like, we'll get to it more specifically when we're talking about the movie, but the ways in which they try to have it make sense that North Korea is occupying America are just even worse than not saying anything.
Should it have been the enemy from Top Gun Maverick?
Absolutely.
Too late to draft them.
I feel like the filmmaking, like the actual filming of the movie, there's like a decent amount of competence, sort of like documentary style, like put you in there with the action kind of thing, but like not enough to be interesting because the plot is bad and the characters are truly nothing. I feel like people say that sometimes to be like, the characters are really thin, like they have one personality trait and that's it. And it's like, no, man. Besides Chris Hemsworth and Josh Peck, they don't even bother giving the characters a single personality trait. They're just an undifferentiated mass of bodies holding guns for the whole movie.
It's true.
And then they like die, and I'm supposed
Josh Hutcherson.
And then they like die, and I'm supposed to care about them. And I'm like, I have no idea who that person is. You could have told me that they were not in the movie before this point, and I would have been like, yeah, I don't remember them. They weren't here. So yeah, it's a bad movie. The characters are extremely forgettable and like don't even bother giving them any personality, and the acting is not up to papering over those gaps. Josh Peck is doing his best, but boy, is this not the role for him.
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth is doing fine, but like he's not really elevating the material. He was still young, he was still figuring things out. And everyone else like is given so little to do that I don't think there's any possible way they could have done anything. So yeah, really bad movie. Oh, also, obviously, I feel like, and again, we'll talk about this more, and it's obvious from the premise, just like absolutely absurd, like American propaganda, like so ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I think. What about you, Nando?
You know, I mostly agree. However, I think there was one big thing that stuck out to me as I was watching this movie, which is like, yeah, the military stuff is dumb. The North Korea stuff is very dumb. Although, like, I can live with the North Korea stuff because it's like, this is a, fictional North Korea that's sick at everything and whatever. I mean, like, there's some interesting things where it's like North Korea doesn't even have planes. Like, they got like 2 planes that can get over here. So they had to borrow a lot of planes from somebody. But I feel like, yeah, the characters are the worst part. The acting's not good. But like watching this movie as it was going, I was like, oh my God, why is Josh Hutcherson not Chris Hemsworth's brother? Like, what is Josh Peck even doing in this? And like, I had nothing against Josh Peck. I didn't watch Drake and Josh. I guess he was fine as the guy that pressed that button in Oppenheimer. But like, knowing that Josh Hutcherson is like, he's a star and he's on the come up now because he's, this is post Zathura. This is post Bridge of Terabithia, I think. This is
post Hunger Games, Nando.
Yeah, I guess we're like one Hunger Games. Are we finished with all the Hunger Games by this point? Or
I think just I don't know.
I don't remember. Yeah. Maybe a couple. I guess when he had filmed this, he probably hadn't done all the Hunger Games as yet, for sure. But yeah, and the thing with Josh Hutcherson is like, what Josh Peck is trying to do is this like jerky younger brother who doesn't take things seriously and doesn't listen to people. I just watched 3 Josh Hutcherson movies where that's him, and it like isn't amazing, but like it's a role he can play, and I think that would make this more fun. I think that Josh Peck is just really miscast here, and it makes the whole movie not fun.
The first Hunger Games came out the same year as this.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So he was, and he was a person people knew, from stuff like, obviously, all of these movies we've already named, but like Josh Peck, I don't think he gets more butts and seats than Josh Hutcherson even then. So I don't understand the calculus besides just someone thought he was a really good actor. And I don't know who that person was, but I hope they're better now. Like, I hope everything's okay. I think Chris Hemsworth is okay in this, like, for when the action things are happening and when he's not. Chris Hemsworth has like one speed in this movie, and it's like serious Marine. What else was fun? Yeah, all the side characters are boring. I like the North Korean guy who gave everybody looks. I also thought the cameo characters that show up later in the movie were all insane. And I loved them so much. And mostly because I did watch this movie when it came out, or like right after it came out. And it was 100% because Adrienne Palicki was in it. I was like, oh, I'll give it a shot. And she's great in it as the hot girl who wants to have sex with Chris Hemsworth. I'm like, yeah, great role.
You know what? It's the most believable motivation in the movie.
Yeah. I think, and you know what? I think she has some of the best acting in the movie too. I do think there is one role in this movie that is like a baffling performance. We haven't really talked about him. We'll get to him eventually, but maybe that could have made the movie a little bit better. But I don't know. Looking back at this, like swapping Josh Peck for Josh Hutcherson, the movie becomes amazing, or at least a lot better. Also, like I do think this movie has a really weird pacing. Forget about the stuff in the beginning where it's like North Korea used to do a thing and then here's Hillary Clinton, whatever. They also just kind of yada yada over a lot of the, like, pretty much every step of the thing gets compressed so much that it's like kind of like there's a part where they're just like, we can just sneak into town, it'll be real easy. And I'm like, no, you can't. But if you can, like, how? Or like that's interesting. What's that about? And they just don't show it. So like there's a lot of the pacing in this movie that just doesn't work for me. Enough so that when you get to the end, the fake end, kind of, you're like, there's too much movie left. But also there's not enough movie left for anything to happen. So how could there possibly be this amount of movie left? And it's like, because the pacing's weird. They want to do a little beat that they don't really have, they can't really afford. So it's not worth it. But yeah, anyway, bad movie. Not the worst movie I guess I've ever seen. I also like having seen the original Red Dawn. Maybe it's because I'm not from the 80s. So like it does have a lot of charm, and it's Patrick Swayze probably mostly. But this just does not have the kind of, you know what it is? The 80s one kind of looks more like, kind of like poor. Like they look like they're kind of like beaten down in a way, but also in a way that's like fake Hollywood. That with this movie just doesn't look good. Like it's a very, I want to say, well, no, it's a kind of ugly movie. Like the color palette and stuff. So I couldn't have much fun with that. Yeah, I don't know. It's not good. But there was parts that I liked, so we'll get to those. But yeah, Diggins.
Me.
I can't believe I'm saying this.
Wow.
But it is your job this week, and perhaps forever again. You never know. We've gone another. Do we know how long DJ's streak was? Was it 5 weeks or something?
I think it was 5.
Yeah. So maybe this will be the beginning of another one of those. Who knows?
Probably not,
but
though,
you have
right?
to, I mean, it's up to you. You know, it's up to how much you know about Coleman Domingo. Well, not Coleman Domingo, I guess. Although maybe Coleman Domingo trivia will come up during Running Man.
I mean,
You
if
never know.
that was the tiebreaker, I would have won. Just saying.
I mean, kind of. I think at that point I would have called it. Just gone like, no one can even know him. You must never have seen any movies with this man in it. But yeah, so yeah, you're in charge of the IMDb summary or the summary bit. So I would love to hear your summary for the movie Red Dawn 2012.
Okay, so I'm settling here at the DJ.com arena, and
We're still calling it that?
well, you know, it takes so long to get the name changed. It's still it
That's
still
a
the
good point.
Crypto.com arena?
It is still the Crypto.com arena.
So you
FTX was the one that had to change its name.
And I'm about to describe the plot to Red Dawn, a movie about two brothers, and like, you know, early on in the movie, there's like a real the relationship with their father, you know, like really connecting with him and learning about him. And you know, actually, that reminds me a lot of an episode of Joey I watched recently. Do you guys remember the sitcom Joey?
Yeah, totally.
Oh, the Friends one.
Yeah, the Friends spinoff.
Not Friends, but yeah, the spinoff. Yeah, I think I watch that sometimes.
Did you guys watch an episode this week? Did you watch Joey and the High School Friend?
I did.
That's right. Yeah, I did watch that one. I was confused because I saw Friend and I was like, the Friend? And it was like, no, Friend.
Not in fact. Although it does feature an actor from Friends.
Oh.
I'm surprised Michelle didn't tell you this, DJ, when I watched it together.
She didn't watch this one with me, unfortunately.
Okay.
Well, what happens in this one?
Right. So this episode, Joey and the High School Friend, is a classic Joey two-hander. Two plots going on, both with Joey in them for some reason. And completely unrelated to each other.
Yeah.
The much lighter, sillier plot is Joey wants the crew to think he's cool because he's a big movie star, so they don't really want to hang out with him.
Yeah.
And he ends up
That's a good plot, isn't it? That should be fun. I'm excited to see that play out.
Very quickly, he gets in with a couple of the members of the crew because they are saying they're using chocolate milk as a code word for the marijuana.
That's interesting. You ever heard that one before, guys? The chocolate milk.
Can't say that I have, no.
Yeah,
There's so many actual ones, but for some reason they invented one that would really confuse me.
And Joey doesn't realize that it's a code word. He thinks they're actually talking about chocolate milk. So he starts talking to them about it, and wouldn't you know it, everything he says can be construed in a way where it sounds like he's talking about weed. Wow, that's
Crazy
ridiculous. Guy. And it keeps going. Like, he has a conversation with them at one point where they're high, and it turns out Joey's just so stupid that he is on the same level as people who think they're high. Like, jumping randomly from topics, the mood changing drastically, looking at your hands and being amazed by them. All that sort of thing.
That's true. Joey's usually pretty high as just a base guy.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? You know?
And then there's an intervention with Alex and Zach and Jennifer Coolidge, who's Bobby. That's her character's name. Because they think he's hooked up. They think he's like addicted to marijuana. It's like really knowing that it's about that it's weed that they're talking about. This whole scene is ridiculous. Like how seriously they treat the idea that he might be smoking weed.
Especially, do you guys remember what he was auditioning for in the beginning of this season?
A Kevin Smith movie.
Yeah, a Kevin Smith movie. Which I think is the one he got, even though it's not the Kevin Smith movie. Or what? How did that? No, I can't remember. Something about it was off.
He got the Bruckheimer, the Jerry Bruckheimer,
right? Yeah,
which sounded more like a Kevin Smith movie than the Kevin Smith movie. But now, as they've been filming it, it seemed more like a Jerry Bruckheimer movie.
Yeah, and that makes sense in Hollywood. They change stuff like that all the time. But the idea that like Kevin Smith movie wouldn't I feel like we were there in Hollywood, you know, where. It was cool to be stoner, I guess, but maybe not.
Well, luckily for their misunderstanding, Joey has become addicted to chocolate milk. And so he goes through it all and like gives up the chocolate powder to Bobby.
Which it's in a paper bag, which why?
Like a lunch bag, you sack lunch.
Put my raw just powder in there. Not okay.
Yeah.
Well, when you need your fix and you need it now, DJ, there's not always time for cartons and containers.
I suppose.
It's a good point.
And then he says he got clean, and the guys are like, oh, okay. Yeah, we're also laying off because we got in trouble. But then they start talking about strawberry milk, which I'm honestly unsure what they mean.
Crystal meth, I don't know.
Yeah, it's because chocolate milk maps so poorly to marijuana, it's like impossible to figure out what another one of those would be. Because it could be anything. It's probably cocaine or something. Even though that would be milk, but it's not. Like they fucked it all up.
Maybe
they got way too high when they made all these.
Another hallucinogen?
Mm-hmm.
Mushrooms?
Yeah, maybe DMT or something. Could go open up their third eye.
But yeah, so they never actually clear up this misunderstanding. The main plot is Joey's high school friend Jimmy Costa is coming by, and Joey's mad. He's like, he's dead to me, because apparently one day Jimmy just stopped talking to him, stopped being his friend, even though they were best friends in high school, and like never said why. So Jimmy gets there, and he's like, oh, my life's actually been really bad lately, or for a while, and I just got sober, and I just wanted to apologize to a bunch of people, so I'm telling you I'm sorry. But it turns out that the reason Jimmy stopped talking to him is because he and Gina slept together a bunch of times, and and Jimmy and Joey always had a rule: you don't go for the other sisters.
Yeah.
So Gina's trying
to go for your own sister, obviously, but not another sister.
Well, that's the unspoken addendum.
Yeah, because it's awkward to have that.
I mean, Joey talks about how slutty his sisters are in this episode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Gina tries to keep it a secret, immediately gets caught. And Joey's like, what? But he gets over it, and he's willing to forgive Jimmy, and everything looks cool. But then Jimmy and Michael get into a smartness contest, because Joey's like, Jimmy's so smart. And it turns out he does know like advanced mathematics and physics and stuff for some reason. And Joey starts to notice, wait a minute, Jimmy and Michael have a lot of the same mannerisms. And you and Jimmy
those
were
are passed down
together
traditionally, like a DNA thing.
Yeah, no, it has nothing to do with like being raised and seeing those mannerisms. It's just genetic.
Yep.
And Joey's like, wait, and you and Jimmy were sleeping together around the time you got pregnant with Michael. Wait a minute. And it turns out, yeah, Jimmy is Michael's father, who we, until this point, never knew who that was. And Michael still doesn't know. And Gina doesn't want to tell him. But Joey tells her she's gotta. So they tell Michael, and Michael's all like, that loser? I don't care. I don't want him to be my dad. But Joey
How dare he?
But Joey convinces him to at least talk to him. Doesn't have to tell him that he's his son yet or have a relationship with him, but you should at least give it a shot. And so it ends with Michael gets his phone number, because they apologize to each other for fighting over about who's smart. And he's like, hey, if you ever want to talk math stuff or if you need help, here's my number. And that's where it's left off for now. Michael maybe has a dad. Who can tell? By the way, the actor for Jimmy is the one who was in Friends before, and actually, for what was a small guest role, was fairly prominent in an early season when Joey first became a daytime star and had a daytime soap opera star and became like wealthy. He briefly moved out, and this actor played the guy who moved into Chandler's apartment, Eddie.
Oh. Wow, so he's kind of like the seventh friend, or he would be like kind of. I'm sure they didn't like him because I looked this online. His name is like Crazy Steve or something like
Eddie,
that.
Crazy Eddie, yeah.
Eddie. Yeah.
Yeah, he's only in like 3 episodes, and like, yeah, he and Chandler don't get along.
Fascinating.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that was this episode of Joey. What'd you guys think? You like this, Joey?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think we need this. I didn't need Michael's parentage, you know.
I think I would have liked this maybe 3 or 4 seasons in, but I did like the joke earlier in this season where he's like, "Who's my dad?" And then Gina's like, "I don't know." Like, I like that it's just a mystery.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the crew plot almost worked, except it, like, again, we're so close to doing stuff with like what his life as an actor like, but we just refuse to like fully get in there. But like, this is kind of an actory thing, so I'll allow it.
I will say,
I like the.
Oops, sorry, you go. You finish.
I was just gonna say I like the guest star in that scene. The like larger guy is on Sunny a lot. He is what is his name? He's one of the people Dee had a crush on in high school and then has sex with him and ruins his life. And Dennis had a crush on her brother, or her sister, excuse me, his sister, who he also gets with and then kind of ruins her life. Although she's a little more. I mean, but this one is funny because he is an alcoholic on this show. Like, that's one of his traits on the in the Sunnyverse. So it's like, yeah, it's very interesting. What was my other thought about this one? I like Adam Goldberg generally. Do you guys have like a favorite Adam Goldberg role?
I don't.
I don't think I know one besides this and Friends.
Oh, you certainly do. Number one is on the first season of Fargo. He plays Mr. Numbers.
Okay.
I think he's like part of the gang that comes in from out of town.
That's not.
There's that.
There's not a gang in season 1, really.
Well, it's like who's the bad guys in it?
It's mostly Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh yeah, what is he in season? It's season 1 is what it says he's in.
I think he's. It's been a long time since I watched that. I think it's like basically
I don't like remember.
Criminal underworld sort of guy, but I don't think it's a very big role.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But he's cool in that. Obviously great in Entourage. Not a huge player, but had a small arc in Entourage. But then one of the weirdest movies that was like kind of memorable. Do you guys seen The Hebrew Hammer?
No.
Oh, never. It's like a fake blaxploitation movie about a guy who is like the Hebrew Hammer. He's played by Adam Goldberg, and it's really weird, and it's kind of funny. I haven't seen it since I watched it as like a child, but probably pretty silly. And
sounds it.
Yeah, it's so that's like I'll never not be able to see him as that. What did you think of this episode, DJ?
I didn't love it. I'm with you. I didn't need this. All the plots were silly. I think I said this last week, but I'm getting worried now that we're hitting these Joey sods that didn't make it to air. Like, I truly think the best might be behind this, which is a bummer, but I think possible.
Yeah, I wish they knew these weren't going to air, because sometimes when that happens, shows get crazy with it and like really, but that doesn't seem like that's what this was. Also, I didn't realize this because I was trying to figure out what Friend's character he is. He is going to be on quite a few episodes of this show, of Joey. This is not like a character one and done. Like, he may be in almost all of the rest of the episodes of Joey. Yeah. So that's interesting, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Well, that's something to know.
That's some Joey, we'll see, but maybe this is the arc for the rest of it. Hopefully it doesn't stink.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
I will say, for me personally, I did think the weed plotline got kind of funny for me just because of how much they committed to Joey never realizing what they meant.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it got so absurdly far without him ever understanding that it wasn't chocolate milk. And
that's true.
That's sort of like classic sitcom wackiness. Sometimes that does it for me.
I think that's fair. And like, Joey is at his best when he is kind of like unbelievably wacky. Like I think when they give him kind of cartoon character plots, it fits better than like some of the other plot lines they've given him. So no, that's not too bad. Oh, one other thing that I thought was weird. I feel like Joanna Man was weird in this episode. Only because I think it's really funny that he has a role on set, but he doesn't though. But like, that he's still hanging on to Joey and being friends with him. I like having him around, but I don't know. There's something strange about him. I can't quite put my finger on. Like if this was a real show and it turned out he was the devil or something, and that was like a twist, I'd be like, oh, I did actually. Now that you mention it, I see it coming. Because how could any? Or like he's been dead the whole time, and it's like, yeah, no one can see him but Joey. But yeah. That being said, I love him. I think he's great. But yeah. So.
All right, but that's enough of our pal Joey.
Yeah.
It's time to move on to Red Dawn.
Oh, man.
And that means it's time for the only remaining website from 2003.
That's right. And I'm going to open it. I think it'll let me share it.
What is it? Like stop-watch.com?
Online-stopwatch.com /countdown/countdown-timer/. So,
perfect.
It's pretty good. Oh, and I can do another holiday timer.
Oh no, that last one was so spooky, it scared me out of my wits.
Yeah, I'm going to pick a different one because there's a couple of Halloween options.
Oh, what?
Well, these might not be timers. Oh, this is a time. What the fuck? All right, this isn't a timer. This is something else entirely. Spooky zombie race. We're not using that.
Oh, okay.
I know. I'm sorry. We're just going to use Scary Halloween Pumpkin again. It's the only one that reliably seems like a timer. So you have 15 minutes, Diggins.
Right.
If you're not familiar with the rules from this side of the table, you're gonna have 15 minutes to describe the plot of Red Dawn. I will share this with you now,
and we can kind of, and this is new for me too, so we can kind of interrupt.
Yeah,
we should keep them brief and give them.
Yeah, I would say, because we want to give them time, but also we want everybody to have a proper, like a proper sense for what the episode is, or the movie is. So, that's up to Diggins to navigate properly. But yeah, so I have pumpkin timer guy up, ready to go. You ready, Diggins?
I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, begin.
So it starts with the news, going through a bunch of newses all at once, just montage. That's the word I was looking for. We talked about before, of just being America doing bad, but North Korea, Kim Jong-un took over. It's super good. Also Russia, bad again. Whoa.
Yep.
That's the basic gist of it. Then we cut to a man creepily watching a high school football game from his car. It's Chris Hemsworth. And he walks out to a cop who's also just standing in a field watching this football game, instead of in the seats for some reason. And they're like, hi there. And the quarterback of the football team is trying to do a touchdown, but he keeps getting tackled. And the coach is like, stop doing a touchdown. Just do a field goal. Go for the tie.
Yeah. Classic football. Did you recognize any of that, Diggins? Were you like, this is important? Or were you
I had a thin grasp of what was going on. I understand the concept of field goals versus touchdowns and downs and whatnot.
That's all we can ask.
But yeah, so they go for the field goal, they miss, and the Wolverines, which is the name of the team, loses. Uh-oh. But if you're like, oh man, I bet because it turns out that the quarterback is Josh Peck, and you're like, I bet the disappointment of not being able to be a good team leader is going to be part of this movie. And the answer is no, it's not.
No. Yeah.
He goes to a restaurant, I'm not sure, with his girlfriend, who gets all the personality she's ever going to get. And they meet another woman, Tony, who maybe during the wheel, I'll have some comments about this. I could not for the life of me figure out how old she was supposed to be.
Whatever age Chris Hemsworth is. But that's another question for the wheel. So maybe we'll get to that too.
Yeah. Anyway, so Chris Hemsworth and Josh Peck go home, and they don't really talk. They have a bad relationship. There's a big blackout. So weird. The next morning, explosions, planes everywhere. Whoa, jarring.
What?
I know. I'll almost give you this movie one thing. It gets right in there. It's like 10 minutes of setting up the characters, and then boom, invasion. Let's go. And I think this scene is probably craft level, the best in the movie. This sort of waking up to the invasion sort of sequence.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Chris Hemsworth and Josh Peck hop into a pickup truck and are driving around trying to figure out what's going on. Troops are parachuting into the streets. People are getting shot. They run over a guy with their dad. Because they find his dad. They find their dad. And their dad's like, get out of here. Go to our cabin. So they race off. But Josh Peck's like, we got to save my girlfriend. So they try to do that. And she's outside the mayor's house for some reason, or the mayor's house is nearby. The shots were a little confusing here about what exactly was going on. Because there is a kid who's the mayor's son, but she's not a mayor's kid.
No.
She's someone else. I don't know. Anyway, they're not able to save her, but they do save the mayor's kid and a couple other boys who are on the football team. And so they blasted out of there. They make it to the cabin after a thrilling chase with a North Korean captain who makes faces at people.
Yeah.
And they're like, we've got to survive. So they got stuff, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. Josh Hutcherson, of course, we find out that he's the tech guy early on because he's making the team's podcast.
The fucking podcast in 2012. Good for him.
That was before we did a podcast.
Yeah, good for him.
Maybe that was, you guys hadn't seen this movie, but I had, but I didn't see it when it came out in theaters. So it can't have been where my idea to make a podcast came from, but imagine if it was. Oh my God, that'd be incredible.
Then this would be a super special episode.
It really would.
But yeah, they're trying to do some survival stuff, but some of the kids are like, I don't want to, it's stupid. And that kid, Pete, and his buddy, who is never named in the movie to the point that the Wikipedia summary calls him Pete's buddy, they leave and take all the food. And then they all hide in the woods because, the North Koreans, which is who this turns out to be, this invasion, I forget when we learned that, it might be now, show up with the mayor and Chris Hemsworth and Josh Peck's dad, and they're getting the mayor to be like, boys, come out of the woods. We got to be cool with them. And then the police dad comes up and he's like, boys, keep not doing that. Be cool resistance guys. And he gets shot in the head.
Oh my God.
So then Chris Hemsworth says, we gotta be like the Mujahideen or the Viet Cong.
And the heroic Mujahideen.
Or I guess the Minutemen. How is that not your first example?
Because one he likes more than the other. It's pretty clear. His heroes. And then once he's like, the Minutemen, they were also kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
so they have a big training montage where they all learn how to do guns good. How'd they get those guns? How did the North Koreans not hear gunfire in the woods, which don't seem to be that far from the town? Shut up. How do they get in and out of town without being recognized, considering the North Koreans do seem to know who they are? Shut up. So an indeterminate amount of time passes. They do guerrilla raids. They shoot people and take their guns. And people who are in the occupation help them because they're the cool heroes. And eventually they find some C4 and they're like, we got to blow up stuff, be even cooler insurgents. So they do some of that. They blow some stuff up. But Josh Peck keeps pining for his girlfriend. He's like, I got to save her. So... but they find out about that there's going to be a big speech with the occupying forces leaders one day. So Chris Hemsworth plans that they're going to do a big explosion there, and then they're going to be in the nearby building with guns. They're going to shoot everybody, and it'll be so cool. But oh, what's that? He spots a Russian Spetsnaz guy in the audience? How strange. Meanwhile, Josh Peck is supposed to like set up the explosives or like signal for them, but he sees his girlfriend going by in a school bus, a prison school bus, and he's like, no, I have to save her. So he sets the explosives off too early, and he runs after the bus and tries to save her. One of the other dudes goes to help him and gets shot and killed.
Oh my God,
blow
the
up
dude?
Pete, who's now a collaborator. They did that before this scene, but who cares?
That's true, yeah. He gets a little special outfit and everything.
He gets a little Nazi armband because this movie's met people who use subtext and they're all cowards. Anyway, so they are like, oh no, our plan is ruined, but it turns out it was a trap anyway. The captain who makes faces was waiting for them. So they have to escape, and there's a thrilling nail-biting escape scene where people are shooting at them and stuff's blowing up everywhere. Josh Peck has to unlock his girlfriend from the prison bus after he drives it around for a little bit, and they all escape. Hooray! They make it back home, but everyone's mad at Josh Peck because he went out half-cocked going to save his girlfriend, and it got that one guy killed who we all love and know. And then he and Chris Hemsworth have a big fight. Where he's like, you left when mom died, and Chris Hemsworth like, that's true, and I'm sorry. And then they're like, I guess our issues are over. And Chris Hemsworth's like, I guess so. Do more insurgent stuff, I guess. And the North Korean captain, he's getting pressure from above. He's got to get results. So he says, we learned the location of the Wolverines somehow, and we're going to take care of it. And you're like, oh no, some kind of commando raid? But no, in the only like moment of intelligence that anyone has in the entire movie, he just shells their location with artillery.
Yep.
Miraculously, only 2 people die from this.
Yeah.
Well, they ran. They would go, oh, yeah, fine.
That saves you from artillery shells. That's true.
Yeah.
And they're all like, oh no, what do we do? But Chris Hemsworth's like, we gotta keep fighting. It's the good fight. We gotta do it. So they keep going, and then one day a guy gets the drop on one of their sentries, but they got the drop on him. Haha. But wait, he's not an enemy. It's a Jeffrey Dean Morgan and pals. And they're U.S. Marines, just like Chris Hemsworth. Wow. The coolest guys on Earth, the Marines. It couldn't possibly be anything cooler than a Marine. Right, guys?
Correct.
We'll get to it.
And then they're like, we got sent here to do some stuff and like try to turn this war around. And we're looking for the Wolverines so they can help us. And the kids are like, we're the Wolverines. Oh man. And then the Marines seem to exhibit some sort of force field that requires them to talk like the biggest idiots on Earth. Everything they say is worded stupid and bad. They talk like
that one.
Brains.
They talk like generic military men in like a bad movie, and they do it constantly and without any exception. It's insufferable. They call people motards, which I had to look up, is apparently like Marine fanboys, and I'm like, they're not though. Like they didn't say anything about
never
you being
heard
Marines.
that before. Yeah, I didn't even look it up. I just assumed it was kind of what it sounded like, but like, huh.
Yeah, I was like, that doesn't sound great. And then I looked it up and I was like, I guess this is a term the Marines use.
I was like, is that the new worst slur? Have we figured it out? First slur traction somehow? I've never heard of one of those.
Anyway, they tell them that the Koreans and the Chinese and the Russians, who are all working together to invade the U.S., were able to do it because they invented a magic button that turns everything off.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where it is or what it is. Radar, power grids, submarines deep underwater. The button turns it all off. How does it not affect the North Korean stuff? Shut up. Somebody actually in the movie asked that out loud and it never gets answered.
Yeah.
But he does say the North Koreans have a closed radio system with little radio boxes they've got. And if we could get one of those, we could crack into their communications. So they do a commando raid to try to get a big box because they saw the North Korean captain has one of those. And it's going good at first, but then they get spotted by a couple of Korean people who are just wandering around the police station, which has become the headquarters, I guess.
Yep.
And so it becomes a big firefight. They got to shoot people and go get the box, even though the Koreans are trying to take it out there. The North Koreans, not South Koreans. You might be wondering.
Nope.
They're busy.
They would never.
Every single actor, by the way, is a Chinese person because that was how this movie was supposed to be.
No, I mean, yeah.
Or Chinese American, of Chinese descent, I should say. Anyway, they have a big shootout, and Chris Hemsworth gets shot, but then he kills North Korean captain, and they take the big box. One of the Marines gets shot also, I think. But they take the box and they
the one with the dumbest words.
Mm-hmm. And they make it out of there. But one of the boys with no personality gets stabbed by Russians and then leaves. And the Russians just stand there like, ha ha ha, our evil plan, it worked. So they get back to their base and they're like, we did it. We got the box. Everything's good. Chris Hemsworth's about to go fuck that girl who's wanted to fuck him all the time. But then he gets shot in the head out of nowhere. What? Oh, no.
Yeah, literally out of nowhere.
You had a whole bunch of weeks, Chris. You wasted them.
Yeah, honestly, he really dropped the ball on that.
Night one. Okay, next time. What are we doing? It's so stressful out here during war. As our leader.
A bunch of them get killed, but they escape. The two Marines, Josh Peck, Josh Hutcherson, and two other guys. And his girlfriend, Josh Peck's girlfriend, also lives. And they figure out that the Russians stabbed the one kid with a tracker, so they leave him behind. And then the Marines are like, our helicopter can take you back to the safe zones. But Josh Peck is like, no, I have to be an inspirational freedom fighter. So then there's a big montage of him training new guerrillas. And the Wolverines are just a constant thorn in the side of the North Korean occupation forces from now on, I guess. Hooray, they did it. Hoorah. That's the end of the movie, guys. Whoopee, we did it.
10 seconds to go. Good job.
Yeah. Do you want to use your 10 seconds for anything?
I would just like to say that all tiebreakers I lose are rigged.
Oh, no.
I love the sound effect so much. I feel bad that the audience can't hear it.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it does let me record it. It's a secret.
Anyway.
I mean, we're allowed to hear it.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
true.
It's only for us.
Yeah.
Good job, Diggins. That was
Great job, Diggins.
Very good. Yeah, I don't think you missed anything big.
The only thing you missed, if you're missing something, is some of the actors and stuff. You said Jeffrey D. Morgan, right? That was him. He was the main one. Did you mention either of the other two? Because I recognized them from stuff.
Not really.
Either of you guys. One of them's in Daredevil. He's the guy that makes Daredevil's costume. And he's in almost every season of the show. The other one is one of Captain America's troops, who's part of his little band of guys, and then also plays that guy's grandson, and who is principal of Spider-Man school in the Spider-Man movie. So you got that guy. That's pretty fun. There was another actor in there that I thought was interesting. I can't remember. I don't know. It doesn't matter. That's pretty much it. There's one scene that you didn't mention, but I'll hold on to that because I think that's a fun scene for us to talk about.
I think I know what scene you're talking about, and don't worry, if you don't bring it up, I will.
Yeah. But basically that's pretty much it.
Now, of course, we still have a lot more to say about this movie. That can't be contained in just a 15-minute summary, but that's where we have our old friend and definitely not any kind of criminal, the Wheel.
Oh no. Where's it from? Which country? Is it from China?
What?
No. Never would be. It's from North Korea, maybe.
Ooh.
If it's a bad guy wheel. Can't trust it.
But we love him anyway, don't we, folks?
we have to forgive. You know, you gotta. It's a big tent. You know, the podcast. We can't just shoo away every North Korean wheel that comes our way.
And you might be thinking like, oh, he's a refugee from the North Korean regime. That's a perfectly normal thing to be. And no, he's
trying
official.
to fix it.
Yeah,
he keeps trying to change all our ways. Keeps yelling about our policies. We don't care. To be fair, as long as you don't listen to the propaganda, it doesn't really work. You know, so I would say do that.
Just ignore
everybody
it.
who's dealing with that.
And white noise it.
That's true. I'm immune to propaganda. I've learned that.
Exactly. Too smart for it.
I'm too
Smarter
smart.
even than
My
the gods.
brain's too big.
Yeah. But so this wheel device.
Yes, this wheel
has sections on it.
Has a bunch of sections on it that are all little things that we put on there that we want to talk about. And I'm going to spin this wheel and call on whoever's it ends up being. And they we're going to talk about whatever little slice of this movie they want to talk about for that long. So, without further ado, it's time to spin. Whoa! Tick, 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 tick. Wow, Nando, it landed on one of yours.
I'm so glad. That means we get to talk about my wheels are mostly phrases from the movie. And we'll start with this one. And I'm gonna say it kind of like it's said in the movie, which means it's gonna have to be through Chris Hemsworth's weird kind of like garbled. I'm an American voice. And here we go. When I was overseas, we were the good guys and we enforced order. So that's a line that comes out of Chris Hemsworth's mouth when he's planning to be an insurgent. Because then he's gonna say, "But now we have to be like the bad guys who just cause chaos or something." But I'm like, which overseas were you in, sir? And which order did you enforce? Because I think even in 2009, we knew that didn't go great. Like, this was not a 2002 movie or something.
No. The resistance and acknowledgement that was going to be a complete disaster was immediate. And by 2012, I guess, like you said, the movie's filmed like 2010 or so. But by then, we knew that was a complete fuck up.
But you're still the good guys.
But he didn't know.
He even says he was in Iraq. So like, there's no getting
around
it. He was the good guy in Iraq enforcing order. Yeah, that's what we were doing.
It worked great. Yeah.
It was a real cool and good thing that we did.
It's funny because like, I think you could watch this movie. I wonder if we could show this movie to a child now. And they even know, like, I'm pretty sure we fucked up there. Like, it didn't go great. Or if they would be like, oh, that's good to know. Because if that's true, there's going to be a lot of weird propaganda that will trick children into thinking Iraq was cool. But I don't think it will.
I don't think so.
That. I think kids are smart. What was the other thing about him in the war? Speaking of wars, it's kind of related to that. Remember when Joe Biden's in this movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Young Joe Biden, by comparison, who's just starting the Afghanistan and Iraq war. Like, because this movie takes place in 2012, but it was filmed in 2010, 2009. So like, he was in office either way.
Yeah,
but yeah, funny enough that we didn't finish Afghanistan until a couple of years ago, and Joe Biden did that. But old Joe Biden did that. Yeah, I don't know, man. Are there like? This is like a genre of movie, right? That's like, like patriotic bullshit movie.
It's propaganda.
Yes.
But like,
yes,
right. It feels like the way that like after like Vietnam War, once it ended, all the like Vietnam propaganda movies stopped existing. But like while the Vietnam War was going on, they were making them, and it was like, we're heroes saving all the Vietnamese people. And then, afterwards we got like perspective on it. But in 2012, were there other ones of these coming out that were like, I was a brave American soldier fighting Saddam Hussein in Iraq? Like,
I feel like you still get these, but they're not like, they're usually not like justifying the invasion itself. Right. It's usually more like, I was a cool soldier serving in a place for reasons. Who can say what they were? Or if the people shooting at me had good reasons to be mad about it. but I was cool and brave and did cool stuff while I was there.
Transformers.
Yeah. Well, even Transformers, I feel like we had the boys, our good boys in blue out there, or not blue, in green or whatever.
Yeah.
But they were mostly fighting the Decepticons. We're like,
Which I think we
didn't
all
really get
agree.
into what they were doing over there.
fair.
Fighting
They
the
were just-
Decepticons is a good thing to do.
Yeah, they were just near the big pyramid that turned into a laser beam or something
Yeah.
by coincidence.
Yeah, American
would say,
Sniper,
like-
though, that's a big one.
Yeah, American Cypress. Like, and I feel like you could think about this because I do think about like in The Punisher. I feel like is another one of these where like they made him have been from the Iraq and Afghanistan war, but then they made him all traumatized because of it. Or they always have to do that, and it's weird that they don't do any of that with Chris Hemsworth. He's kind of a little off, but it's never like it doesn't feel like the movie minds any of that to make a point. And a movie feels like today would come out and it'd be like he had like, you know, lots of PTSD from a war. And yeah. So just interesting to see a pure example of like that kind of propaganda from the time. Yeah, so that's all I got. So I'll spin the wheel. Next is spin, tick, 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 tick. Ooh, it landed on one of Diggins's. Diggins, the space is yours.
I have one here called Loudspeaker Man Makes Some Great Points.
Yeah, okay. Let's talk about that.
So, like, there's once the occupation starts and they, like, are going around in it, sometimes we overhear bits of, like, propaganda being blasted out over a loudspeaker system.
Mm-hmm.
And like we only hear bits and pieces of it, snippets here and there, but it's supposed to be this like sinister, like, oh, they're feeding us, they're feeding you propaganda, telling us our way of life is terrible, you know, like it's supposed to be scary. But if you actually listen to what they say, especially in one particular scene, pretty right on the money.
Wow, Diggins, you've been spending too much time on TikTok, if you ask me.
Yeah.
The algorithm has melted your little TikTok brain.
I went down and I wrote down the specific one I was thinking of that made me put down this note. And this is the entire message that we hear that is blasted over this PA. We are not your enemies, because you too are victims. Victims of an American culture in which greed, irresponsibility, and fraud were openly encouraged. Victims of a corrupt government in bed with the tyrants of Wall Street. It is our sincerest belief that with the right leadership and with your support, this country will rise again, better, morally superior to what was here before. I mean, what part of that's wrong?
Oh
Yeah.
my God, Diggins.
The part of when a North Korean says it, I think, is the only part. I do think if that came through,
lying, like they're like,
no, DJ. I'm not saying that they're benevolent. I'm just saying like this is supposed to be like the scary lies they'll tell you to make you hate America with their propaganda. But it's like they're kind of just telling the truth about how things are. Like,
oof.
I mean, I'm looking at 2025, 13 years after this movie aired, and I'm like, we are victims of an American culture in which greed, irresponsibility, and fraud were openly encouraged. There's a huge part of what's going on.
Especially 2012, in a post like financial crash world where like Wall Street is in bed with the bailout, all that stuff. Like I feel like that was all we were thinking about back then during our Big Short days. But the idea that they don't that they don't sinister it up to be like, and the problem is your American freedom and your values and your individuality. Instead, you need to conform. Like they never saw that iPod commercial or whatever the fuck it was, where they have the screen yelling at you and telling you that. Cause like, you can just put whatever. It's up to the movie to say what the propaganda is.
Yeah. Like that's, I feel like the tact to go if you want to try to be subtle, but still make it seem scary. Or subtle quotation mark, where it's like emphasize the collectivist part of it, being like the individual is nothing, everything is for the good of the community. You know, you don't like there are no individual rights. Like say things like that, and then it's like, ooh, scary. They're trying to destroy our freedoms. But yeah,
and even then, I'm like, I think we can find a middle ground between our North Korean captors and our old American ways. I think we'll be okay.
Oh yeah, no. I'm not saying I think those things are like a more collectivist attitude would be a bad thing.
Yeah,
I'm just saying like that's the way to make it sound scary while still being generally true about like the ideology.
Yeah.
If you want to make left-wing views sound bad and scary. But they don't. They just give a accurate summary of America and are like, but the evil guys are saying it, so that makes it bad.
Mm-hmm. And that's a great point. Also, like, this, like, occupation is amazing. And if North Korea did this, for a second I'd be like, wow, they really got something there. Like,
yeah, you know what?
Maybe we have been too greedy. Because, like, they put people on every fucking street in America. Like, the place where we start the movie is not important. Yeah, I guess that's true. They get a lot of, they don't get everywhere. But yeah, it's not like they...
Don't
yeah, we'll get to it.
Though. Yeah.
But yeah, that would make me maybe also a little like, maybe we were lied to.
And they invented the button. The magic button.
Yeah.
Like,
and the boxes.
Anyone who can invent the magic button, like, they got to be onto something.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we learned that they were using, like, or maybe it was the Russians were using, like, tactical nukes to, like, do some of this. Like,
I think they say tactical. Did they say tactical nukes or tactical non-nuke warheads?
Tactical warheads.
Non-nukes.
Non-nuke warheads.
Yeah. But yeah, they took the cities out with those, I believe, or something, they say. Like the big population centers.
Mm-hmm. But good thing real America is still alive, because that's not in the cities.
No, it's not.
But anyway, DJ, you said don't tee me up, so why don't I spin this wheel?
Yeah.
Ooh, spin. Tick, 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 tick. DJ, it did land on one of yours.
Oh, what a good coinkydink. So this is, how the hell did we get here? All right, so I need to break this down, because from the not even like realistic how did this happen, just from like the movie structure, there's really big like the expo dump that Diggins talked about, where Joe Biden says that it's a problem, and
Hill Dog, don't forget Hillary, she's involved as well. She's implicated in this movie.
And NATO's gone, and America has spread itself too thin, and then we get to the movie. Like, I feel like what would have been better, because like then the invasion happens and it's all very fast moving, but just still confusing. It would have been better if we just start where we don't see the before times. We're in the just like thick of it. And maybe I don't want to flashback. Maybe before that we have a crawl that's like, in the year 2020, NATO is gone, and North Korea invaded in one night because the U.S. had spread itself too thin. And just like,
and they invented the magic button.
And invented the magic button. Just dump that on the screen so we can read it and understand where we are. Because I think the way they did it was terrible. I think it's very confused.
Oh, yeah. It's so many images. Like, it's so much editing. It's impossible to keep track of anything besides, I guess, America's involved in this somehow.
Yeah.
And I guess North Korea is going to be part of it, but I don't know.
So...
North Korea is cool and Russia's be bad again.
Yeah.
So, whatever. That all happens. But then, we are to believe... Okay. We are to believe that Russia got to America's eastern seaboard, I guess by either... They didn't go through Europe, I assume. They didn't march through Europe. So, did they just, like, sail, like, 6,000 miles around Africa? Or did they go through the Panama or the Panama Canal?
They have a warm water port on the Baltic. They could have gone through there.
Okay, fine. So they loaded up enough troops, food, gear, weapons, vehicles, all that shit, and just took over the entire east coast of America.
Well, DJ, you don't need to pack most of that stuff because there's just a bunch of American things laying around that you can use.
But like this is the other thing that I think is like very silly about this. It's like, I think with the way that we've militarized most of our like police forces, even in like random suburbs or even rural towns, I don't think those North Korean paratroopers are all being like shot out of the sky.
Oh yeah,
with like military grade equipment that the police forces have.
Well, DJ, I will say, I think the more likely scenario is that, yeah, people would suit up and then shoot and then miss and then dive to the ground and being like, I'm under fire before they ever land. And then surrender
true.
as soon as someone actually threatens them. I think that's the most likely thing to happen if our police forces in America are faced with an actual invasion.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I feel like if anything, they'd have a really hard time with like, they'd be like, I'm pretty sure they're not black, but they're so far, I can't be sure. Let them get a little closer. I just don't know. They seem maybe white. Something in the area that I guess we'll have to use what's see, we'll have to wait it out and be fair. Mm-hmm. Give them due process.
Don't fire until you see the whites of their skin. That's what I say.
So anyway, Russia's able to take over the whole East Coast. I guess fine. All this also, by the way, because America is too thin and like in terms of like
they invented the magic button.
Yes, they invented the magic button. I guess that is the linchpin that I'm glossing over. But sure, they invented the magic button, and America's troops are everywhere else that that we can't defend our homeland. Mm-hmm. Then they convince North Korea to invade the Pacific Northwest, and then somehow Russia sends them the equipment to do it. Like, yes, doesn't make any sense. There's no way. I'm not saying like, oh, we could never be invaded if like someone invented a magic button, but not logistically. If
someone invents the magic button, all bets are off.
Sure. But like, and then I guess there's no NATO. So, but like Canada doesn't come to help. Mexico doesn't come to help. Like, it's just.
No, they all hate our
freedom. Would you if you were them? I wouldn't. Not today, for sure.
Well, but not today, but in 2012, when Barack Obama is president.
Obama's president. They gave him a Nobel Peace Prize just for not being George Bush.
Yeah.
Even though he did some awesome drone strikes himself, he wasn't afraid of them.
It's fine. Not a huge deal.
But so I just being in this world, that's why I would have like preferred like not seeing the invasion, but like just like this happened, and it's like, okay, I guess that happened. And not seeing the news weird. Like just make up the fictional world where even if they're like, and North Korea invented the magic button, and that's how they did it. So
I mean, keep in mind this movie was made top to bottom with the assumption that it's China, not North Korea. In which case,
China
at least
have done it.
I mean, no.
Yes.
I mean,
well, like more than
yes. Yeah. Like, could it actually happen the way it does in the movie? No.
Certainly will.
If North Korea, that's true, China would go into Alaska. If North Korea did that, right, and to that scale, to Nando's point, there's a checkpoint on every block. South Korea is marching in immediately.
Good for South Korea.
They have to have emptied out their military to be able to do
this.
Yeah.
So if I'm South Korea, I am marching in and just coming in with rations and, taking down the propaganda speakers, and I am unifying Korea like instantly.
I mean, I guess maybe if I'm North Korea, I like take all the shit I want and just leave. Like all the leaders.
South Korea,
we got America now. That's way better. Whatever. We share a border with our enemy and like everything sucks here. No, let's go. I mean, I guess North Korea is probably like nice, like weather wise, but like besides that, I don't know. If you could take over America, that's a pretty good trade, if you ask me.
It's a good deal. Yeah.
Yeah, they just set up the People's Republic of Seattle.
That's right.
And then I just going back to like to where how this movie ends and just trying to figure out like what the world will look like. So then let's say insurgency goes really well. At some point, is it like an Afghanistan style thing where we just get North Korea to leave and then we just reinstitute our regular government again?
Well, it sounds like the government still exists because Jeffrey Dean Morgan is like from Montana to Michigan and from Alabama to Arizona is still America.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, but there's no White House.
Yeah, the
Russians have the White House. So,
well, there's no White House now either. So,
Yeah, what are they gonna have? They can't even have a big party in it. What's the point of even having the White House in 2012? 250 guests? Does that even count? I've never even been to a party with less than 700 guests. So, yeah, I'm sure that's the first thing they did. So they were like, we're going to open this baby up real good. I do want to point out one of the things that came in the notes here. That I did look up all the plot holes and stuff for this movie on IMDb. I don't know this part for a fact, but the person that wrote it seems to know, so I'm going to take their word for it. The North Korean invasion plan relies heavily on taking out U.S. Central Command. CENTCOM covers the Middle East. Its name derives from the fact that the Middle East is in the center between Europe and Pacific, not necessarily centrally, not because it is centrally vital to the U.S. military. U.S. Pacific Command would be responsible for North Korea, and U.S. Northern Command would be responsible for the defense of the continental United States. So
that is correct.
Yes, the movie doesn't know what CENTCOM is.
I didn't even clock that they mentioned CENTCOM at one point. So nice, yeah.
But yeah, I like the idea personally that like the North Koreans kind of expected to show up and then like fight us all hand to hand or something because they have like knives and shit, and maybe some guns. But then a couple of them landed at our police like offices, and they saw all of our warfare things. And, oh my god, tanks! Hell yeah! And then they just started rolling out and like took over because they have like Humvees and stuff, and I don't know how they got those down here.
They're mostly using American equipment, is the thing. Like
I have
it's
to assume,
clearly procure on site.
They brought in a lot of their own because they got their little stamp that has like their whatever thing over the American flag.
DJ, please, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I may have something about that.
Well, should I tee you up then, sir?
I mean
that's up to the wheel. You know,
the wheel
and see what it does.
I mean, it depends how dogmatic the wheel is, because technically, it might be someone else's turn according to the wheel.
There's no turns. It's just what the wheel is. So let me spin it and spin. Tick, 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 tick. Oh my gosh, look at that. It landed on Diggins.
The wheel.
Right.
Trade.
I have one here called Communist Brand Cornflakes. Which is they put their communist like North Korea branding everywhere on everything.
Yeah.
It is comical. The degree to which they're like, we have taken over.
Is that not day one for you? That would be my favorite part of it. If I was like taking over, I'd be like, ooh, look at this. We invented whatever. I don't even know what other people have. What's like a thing in another country? A brand that we don't have here. Tesco or something? The American flag on the Tesco logo. Stupid Brits. It's ours now.
What? But yeah, why aren't they just using the North Korean flag? Why are they putting their Nazi symbol over the American flag?
Well, because if you don't see that, then you might not know that they're communist and scary. Also, because it had to be big enough to be CGI'd over all the China iconography in the movie.
Oh, good. That must have been so annoying when they were like, I would have been so mad when they found out that they weren't taking, like, the movie was going to China. I'd be like, are you serious? Do you know how much work you put in?
Do you want us to put you back in? Do you want to be the Wolverines? We'll dub over all their stuff with Chinese words. Like,
oh my God.
You tell us which characters should and should not be Chinese, and we'll figure it out.
The degree to which they brand their stuff is absurd, because it's not just like they put it up everywhere as propaganda. It's not just that they slap it on all the American Humvees and tanks so we know that they're bad Korean Humvees and tanks instead of good American ones. There's one point when they're like using like a baseball stadium or football stadium or something as like a prison, where there are shipping containers that they have slapped this weird communist symbol on, so that we know that it's their prison.
They should put it on the orange prison outfits, just a big one on the back, just to let them know.
I'm shocked they didn't. Probably because it would have been too hard to CGI that away.
I mean,
sorry, you go.
You know, that would have been pretty cool. What else could they have done? Is there anything else that could have been labeled as like, because they don't do, it's interesting. They don't seem to like want to make us learn North Korean. Is North Korean just Korean? Is it different language? How's that work? Just regular Korean. Okay, yeah. They don't seem like they want to. They're going to tell us things in English and just go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not changing the names of our streets to like Dear Emperor Way or whatever. Like they're they let us do some stuff.
Pyongyang Square.
Yeah, that's nice of them. In fact,
they are nice enough to just put big like glued on nameplates over the old things though. So that end, Chris Hemsworth
just in case
contemptuously rip off the Captain whatever sign on the door so it shows his dad's name.
Yeah. That was a really funny little moment.
Yeah, just their commitment to like the branding really inspired me. I want the movie about the crack team of graphic designers who was deployed with them and made all the cool propaganda posters and everything.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
I mean, yeah, that's probably a big part of the army, you know?
It's very important, yeah.
Important. Propaganda is interesting in general, you know? It's an interesting, like, thing. You get, like, a graphic designer and you're like, you're part of the war now. It's weird that we do that, you know? I mean, it's cool.
I mean,
not
somebody
cool,
has
but, like,
to
it's
hire
just...
them.
Yeah, that's true. AI, it's better than AI, if you ask me. That's what it'll be in a couple of years.
Oh, I'd be shocked that the military already isn't firing its graphic designers for AI.
It's true.
But anyway,
the
wheel is vibrating with excitement about getting to another segment, so I'm going to give it a big old spin here. Whoa, tick, 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 tick. Nando, it landed on one of yours.
Well, this is important. I'm glad the thing it landed on happens to be something we were talking about, the North Korean occupation and things they changed. Because I do have a wheel slice here, another quote. This one comes from the Hutch, so I don't need to do the stupid accent. It just reads, "Sandwich artist, fill this shit with bread."
Yeah!
Because
I imagine
there
this
was
is
one
the scene I didn't mention that you wanted to talk about.
The scene you didn't mention that I want to talk about, I don't even really want to talk about it because it's not that interesting, but they do give Hutch the Wolverines bit in this movie where he stands with the gun and says, Wolverines at the top of the building. That's part of the other movie, and I kind of expected, what's-his-name to, one of the other two main characters to do that, but when Hutch did it, I was kind of proud of him. But yeah, no, this scene is equally bizarre. Because, they just, in the middle of their, escape where they're, like, running through the town, that has been, like, everything's shitty and dusty and everything's bad. They run into a subway from just today, from a plain old nice, clean American subway.
For some reason, even though the North Korean occupation is evil and totalitarian and omnipresent, they let the multinational corporation Subway continue to operate.
I gotta eat their subs, right?
I mean, would it be a thing where, if Subway existed, is there there isn't, but if there was, what if there was, one fast food chain that just was active in North Korea? Just North Korea, they made a deal with Burger King at some point, and they've been there since the 40s, and, that's just what it is. And then North Korea shows up, and everything just turns into Burger King, and they're like, look who's on top now. You all said we were fools for backing North Koreans, but I guess you'll have to enjoy your Whoppers with instead of pizza or whatever.
I mean, I think it's a really biting and strident critique of American capitalism to point out that the corporations would immediately side with whatever overlords came into power. That no ideology or principle or moral is truly important to them versus the almighty dollar.
Yeah, and you know what? That's the thing that's nice about it, too. It's not just that it's a Subway. There's still, you can still make it your way. This is not communist Subway where they just hand you the sandwich. They still have the thing with all the stuff, and you get to pick what bread and shit. It's very nice of them. And so much so that, if you were well, how do you know that? At one point, the guy who was given the bag is like, what should I put in it? And Josh Hutcherson names a couple of flavors of Subway bread. And he just specifically says anything but flatbread. Because, they're poor and eating nuts and berries in the woods. But he's like, but not flatbread. Put, nice things in there.
But everyone knows the Subway flatbread's bad.
Yeah, it sucks. Like, not the good bread, the Italian herbs and cheese or whatever. And then the friend who will eventually be, who's gonna be
Daryl,
tagged later. Yeah, he takes a bucket and fills it with soda. All the soda. Yeah, like a penguin. And then they just run away, and like everybody's psyched because they got Subway sandwiches. Like,
well, I guess like later when they're feasting.
Well, they got a bag full of deli meats is what they got.
Yeah, that's more what it is.
This is what I want to follow up. Later when they're feasting, they like you see some kind of remnants of like what might be put together messy Subway sandwiches, but there's no way they even got that far because the bread and all of the ingredients and everything are in the garbage bag. How would you have sifted through that? Like, there's no way you could have made anything resembling a sandwich. And like,
and also,
I was going to say, the combined all soda in a bucket would have tasted like shit.
Horrible.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And I was going to say, the fact that they're throwing away half-eaten sandwiches in their little, like, what the first thing that starts in that scene is, like, Josh Hutcherson throws the remnants of a sandwich on the bag. It's like, you guys aren't saving that for something? Not even, like, to get birds to come get you? Like, you know, like... They're just like, I don't think I got it in me to eat a whole sandwich. Like, and that's fair. Subway sandwiches are gross. I don't like them. So like, even in this situation, that probably wouldn't change that much, but I'd be mad if someone threw theirs away. I'm honestly kind of bummed that they don't. Oh, were you saying, Diggins?
No, you finish.
I was gonna say, I was kind of bummed because you're saying they do just dump everything into the buckets. Or into the bag, and then the bucket has all the soda in it. I'm kind of bummed that the sandwich artist didn't make the sandwiches in record time for our brave troops. You know, like, we only have 5 seconds. Don't worry, this is Subway, and then like a million subs.
Also,
like, wow, you really are pretty good.
Hutch and his friend like hold up the store, like they put guns to the sandwich artist's heads. Like, why not be we're with the Wolverines? Please make us some Sammys right now. Like,
no, you wanna make it a thing, so in case they get in trouble, you're like, well, they robbed us. What are we gonna do?
The North Koreans look at the security camera footage and like, these vile American dogs, they robbed you.
Okay. Because look what happens when you don't do that, and then you get helped, and then that poor lady. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this scene was insane. Subway's bad.
It's such a good scene. I love it.
It's lit differently than all the rest of this. Like, it looks like one of those commercials, you know, where like the Fantastic Four is fighting a thing, and then the Domino's man comes in and is like, at Domino's, we have pizza the Fantastic Four would love. Like, it's like that.
I feel like Subway may have had some stipulations about its appearance in this movie.
And that's great. I'm glad they did. Because like,
flatbreads are bad? You think they agree with
that? Maybe this was when they were phasing them out. I mean, they're probably still there, but yeah, I mean, you gotta put something in there for deniability. So it's like, well, that probably was an accurate line. That wasn't something that was sponsored.
Right.
But yeah, it was probably hard to sell this to different people. Like, well, what do you want the North Korean collaboration, you know, like vehicle to be? Do you want it to be McDonald's? No, McDonald's said no. They all said no. Subway was really trying to get rid of some of that heat from that last guy. So they said, you know what? Red Dawn, that's probably better than nothing. And
now they're like, damn, we should have kept that last guy because now we'd be in with the government.
Well, he might be back. I don't know. It's only a matter of time.
Good point.
Seems like he's got the skill set necessary. Yeah, he's going to be part of that Avengers they're forming to do something. Yeah, I don't know. This scene was great. I like that Josh Hutch. The way Josh Hutcherson delivers this line is great. Very funny. Genuinely. And I love that
we've come to this conclusion long ago on this podcast, but Hutch has the juice.
Yeah, he really does, and it's why he should be the son in this and not the friend. But I think it's crazy that he calls them sandwich artists, but that
genuinely made me laugh.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. So yeah, never mind. This movie, I like this movie a lot because of that one.
Nice.
So I'm gonna spin the wheel. Tick, 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 tick. Ooh, it landed on DJ, one of your pieces.
Oh, me?
Would you like to, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. This was a long one, so you really got to put on the reading glasses. But it's what's on the wheel. Jed, Matt, you're my sons, and I love you very much, and I sentence you to die. Okay, so to detail this scene a little bit, right after the invasion, and North Korea just puts Spokane, Washington under heel immediately. They get the mayor, who's Daryl's dad, and is like, right, it's Daryl's dad?
Yes.
The mayor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Daryl, the very
cowardly
well-fleshed out
man.
And yeah, awful
boy.
person, because we know, like, it's so bad that he collaborates with the government that later his son is okay with them killing him.
Yeah.
Yeah, blow it up. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that it's obvious from every scene he's in that they will shoot him the second he says or does anything they don't like. The fact that you're still working with them makes you evil.
Yeah, I mean, there's that bit where Chris Hemsworth is like, I think the line is like, our dad is brave, and his dad's like doing that, and then someone says that, and then Chris Hemsworth's like, every man has to make their own choices or something, which is like he's a coward justification. But anyway, DJ, because I'll continue with the other dad.
So
Ghost Rider's dad.
Yeah. So Daryl's like on the megaphone, boys, come out, please.
It's not Daryl on the megaphone, to be clear.
Right, his dad, the mayor. Boys, come out, please. I beg you, come out. And then he hands the megaphone to Ghost Rider's dad, and is like, boys, I'm going to start this out very vague, and then I'm going to end it very clear. Hey, I know you might die, but you got to fight these motherfuckers. And then he gets shot in the head. Also, let's start that point. What an irresponsible thing to say to your kids. Like, no, no.
I don't know.
You are, because you know that they're probably going to die. There's no version.
But one of them's a Marine.
Yeah,
I mean, he does die,
most
but
badass
still,
people on Earth.
Yeah, and the other one's a football player.
It feels
an even more dangerous occupation.
Both involving brain injury. It just feels like I'm like, you're a bad dad. And I know, like, one of your children is an adult and can make their own decisions, and the other's still in high school, so presumably a minor. But, I just, like, think it's such a fucking crazy thing to say. It's like, because you don't know that, like, it's a dream of yours to be as successful as they are, but that's not the nominal case. Like, they probably get found out in 2 seconds. I mean, for starters, you're talking in that, like, a megaphone that only goes so far. At no point during this is, like, the North Koreans be like, yo, check out those bushes, like, right in the line, there at the edge.
They have no idea if they can hear him. It would be so funny if what happened is they were actually nowhere near there. He says he's shouting into a microphone or a loudspeaker. Megaphone, that's it. He's shouting into a megaphone, like, all this stuff that gets him shot in the head, and the two kids didn't even hear it because they weren't there.
It would be funnier if, and that is funny too, but it'd be funnier to me if, like, he did his whole speech. He's like, gotta fight and live for America. And then the kids came out and they were like, Dad? Is Dad here? Because they only caught that last, like, phrase. Yeah. And then they get caught because of that. Maybe they shoot him anyway. I was going to say, DJ, because as the father of the group, you're going to have to learn this when whoever it's, economically feasible, if that market is left out of the whole thing, invades and takes over. I feel like it's like, you could tell your kids to fight against the occupation and stuff, but you gotta do, like, a secret code or something, like,
right. Yeah.
Because, and I'm not even convinced this character is like, all these guys can speak English. Like, it's not, I wouldn't guarantee that going in. I might be, like, using a little bit of sarcasm or some wordplay or something just to throw them off the scent. But yeah, there's totally ways to send messages without saying, like, fight the power, go kill all the guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say, regardless of whether it's irresponsible, it was stupid. Like,
yeah,
you can totally, like, even just not even, like, do any wordplay. He says at one point, like, I trust you boys to do what I would do. Significant pause. If he then went, come in and surrender. That's what we should do. It's like, I think they understand what you were actually saying, my guy. Yeah. You could do this without getting killed.
Yeah, there's definitely, and there's, like, that's how a movie like this, I feel like, would go. Like, first dad goes up, you wouldn't have both dads, but the second dad would go up and say something, And then maybe like Josh Hutcherson would be like, oh man, we should, turn ourselves in. And they'd be like, no, when Dad talks about the Wolverines, he's talking about this game we played that made us all remember to sacrifice or something. And then that's all you would need. Like, it'd be like so easy. I mean, like if I was trying to what would you say if you were trying to send a message to somebody like this, that would be that like someone who kind of speaks English. So like, knows enough to invade and destroy our country, but like not like a native speaker would be able to, wouldn't catch.
I think Dickens is right. It's got to be something like, boys, you know how your mother and I raised you to always do the right thing. It's time like this when the right thing might seem like the hard thing, but I know you know what decision to make. Something like that.
And then when the Korean captain gives you a hard look, you're like, and that decision is to turn yourself in. Yeah. I don't need to be ambiguous about this for no reason. It's totally what I want you to do. Absolutely. But like, yeah, they understand. I feel like I would hope that my sons, if I have raised them to be like 17 and that they would understand that I don't mean everything I say when a person's pointing a gun at me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
accurate.
The best way to do send one of these messages would be to use the phrase "Red Dawn" in your message somehow or something like that. Like, I read our book at dawn, as I read at dawn, and then you go like, oh, like that movie Red Dawn. They can't do that in this movie, but they probably have some other movie named Blue, Morning or whatever. It's like the alternative, like the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies with Stallone or whatever in that, what is it in Last Action Hero? Whatever that is. The alternate universe version. But, yeah, you could just do pretty much anything, be like our American hero, Benedict Arnold, and surrender. Or no, that wouldn't work. That's the opposite. That would be but also maybe they would do surrender, but like hide the guns or something. I don't know. It's just all kinds of great things to do. But yeah, instead he gets shot.
Instead he gets shot because he's a dumb idiot.
Yep.
I have a question about the dad that's not necessarily exactly related to this, but like kind of a little bit. People use his gun at work. Is that usually how that works?
Well, it's in like a secret stash.
Yeah, but like if you're a cop, are you not supposed to have it on you at all times, or just like you clock in and then get your gun out from under your thing?
I don't think you're supposed to have it when you're not on duty. But, like, the last time we saw him before this all went down, he was on duty. So why doesn't he have his gun?
Oh, yeah, that's true. I don't know. Also, he seems like the kind of guy, if I feel like if you're a cop, you probably got like 7 or 8 guns at home. You got a safe with some fancy guns in it.
Well, they're all in the cabin.
Yeah, oh, that's true. Yeah, they're all in the cabin.
Well, no, but the guns they get are from that trailer that's out there for no reason.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
It's full of guns. Also for no reason.
That is weird.
Yeah. All right. Well,
but yeah,
I'm gonna spin this.
Cool.
I think it's time to spin this wheel again.
And tick, 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 tick. It landed on Nando.
Whoa!
All right. Another phrase. This is said by what's the kid's name? What's the son of the mayor? I don't remember his name already. I keep forgetting. Daryl. I'm pretty sure Daryl gets this line. This is just girls. Hot, sexy, voluptuous girls. Whatever this proceeds. This is right after the sandwich scene. I didn't even remember how close they were, but they're finishing up their Subway sandwiches, which means they're not in the right headspace for thinking about women or anything like that. Like, best case scenario, they're going to have to wait 2 or 3 hours to get to doing anything, but they're all asking like, what do you like? What do you miss most about the world? And I'm glad none of them are like, the Subway. This was it. But
yeah, I'm actually good.
One of them says Modern Warfare, and then Josh Hutcherson is like, dude, we're doing Modern Warfare. It sucks. Correct. That's a good line. Another great Hutch line. And also apparently this isn't in Modern Warfare 2, but they did put a level of this in Modern Warfare 4. So they would eventually learn that firsthand. But then that kid, Reggie or whatever, says, I miss girls. And then the two, Adrian Padalecki, and by this point we haven't rescued what's her name, so the girlfriend. It's just this third girl who's around for most of it, and I don't know what this character's name is.
I think early on they were like, her and her brother were out of town and their parents got killed, and I'm like, I don't know why I needed that backstory for these two.
Yeah, like, I like the idea that it's not all boys in the movie. Like, you know, you want to kind of mix it up a little bit.
But it might as well be, for all that the girls do anything.
I mean, Adriana Pavlicki, at least, is in most of the scenes, and you're like, that's her. This one, I feel like, yeah, could easily not be in the scenes. But also with this one, I mean, but they're both there. So the guy says, I miss girls. And then the two girls give him a look. Like, they give him the eyebrows. Like, what do you mean? We're girls. And he's like, not you. I mean, like, hot, sexy, voluptuous girls. And then they are like, what? And then he's like, but girls without guns. And it's like, what is it you want, boy? Like, kid, you want to steal the girls and they have too many guns? Like, or are you trying to neg the girls right now? Was this the height of negging? I wish we had hot girls at our camp instead of these two trolls over here.
These two Hollywood supermodels.
Honestly, like, and like, Adriana Pavlicki, she's one of those characters in this movie too that, like, as the movie continues and as they spend more time in the woods, she just gets hotter and hotter. Like, it's not like she, by a certain point, all these guys should be dirty and have like beards and shit, like all the boys and all the women. But like, no, she just gets like the perfect amount of, like, you know, Gal Gadot and Wonder Woman, like greasy and sweaty, just right. And, outside of the fact that, like I said, they all just ate Subway sandwiches, so nobody's really that attractive. You're like, I mean, I don't know, man. Just start playing your cards right. But also, like, yeah, it's weird that that Chris Hemsworth.
To be fair to Daryl, it's like, I mean, obviously Tony's not on the table because she's been monomaniacally focused on fucking Chris Hemsworth for years, which may or may not be age appropriate. None of us can tell.
I think they're the same age. I think at one point she says she was in like camp or something with him. Together. Yeah. Which is weird that she's still hanging out at like the football games too. Because at least with him, he's like back from vacation. That's
the part I can't pin down. It's like she still hangs out with high schoolers, but he is not a high schooler anymore. He's an adult. And at one point, Josh Hutcherson says, you left for 6 years when mom died. So I'm like, is he like 24? Is this 24-year-old hanging out with high schoolers? Or is she younger? And like, if so, how much younger? The whole thing was driving me crazy.
The 6 years thing is something I didn't think about. I did just assume he's supposed to be like 22, but you're right. He is supposed to be older. I
mean, maybe he dropped out of high school to join the military.
That's
I don't
true.
know if you can join the Marines if you do that, because the Marines is an elite unit and usually requires some degree of education.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe you can if you're Chris. If you show up and you're like him, they'll let you. I'm cool and strong, and I like America. But
you also can't just like show up and be like, 1 Marine, please.
Yeah.
You sure?
I'm maybe pretty sure that's not an option.
Don't try, everybody listening. That's the one thing we'll honestly tell you not to do. Nobody sign up as a joke. But yeah, I don't know. Well, that's the thing with her. How much time passes over the course of this movie?
Oh my God. Months.
Is it,
maybe a year.
Right? It's a while because the whole organization gets set up in town. It's not a rinky dink like we said, they put signs over everything and whatever. Why is she not making the moves on Chris Hemsworth? Like, I feel like when that...
Nando, a woman can't make the moves.
I mean...
has to.
Why isn't he making the moves then? All I'm saying is...
He's too heroically focused on saving
that's true. I'm guessing if that happens, all bets are off. Everybody's like, listen, we should fuck because we had chemistry once in 6th grade or whatever. Let's get it out of the way now because otherwise we're going to be sad when the other one explodes. Or whatever. Like, I don't know. These guys this is the one thing that I feel like teenagers you would not have to tell them to do. They would all be fucking, it'd be a big harem kind of situation.
It's the end of the
and
world.
And not in the sense that the women would be imprisoned and having sex, but just like everybody's
not a 28 days later situation.
I mean, if anything, the women have all the power and leverage in this situation, so they could really use this to like turn the boys against each other if they wanted. Like they should be getting the best Subway sandwiches and the boys should be eating not but flatbread. and the disgusting mystery soda. Because
oh god,
yeah,
when I saw him do that, I'm like, where are they even get a bucket that big? And then like all of them, I'm like, this
is
just
the bucket
so
even clean? It's Subway, so of course it is, but not a regular bucket though. Would be right.
Bucket? That's like a janitor's bucket. Like there's no way it's clean.
I feel like you would bring that bucket back to the cave or wherever they live, and be like, oh, what is this? Like soda? Yeah, but which soda? All of the sodas. You said fill it with soda. Yeah, but of course I didn't just mean every single soda, including like iced tea. What do you think we are, pigs? Like, just a big thing of slop for us. I'd also wouldn't be surprised if that kid just poured the soda into the bag with all the food in it.
Oh,
it's like easier to carry if it's only in one bag.
Just eating soggy soda-soaked Subway bread.
Still better than nothing, because Subway, that's,
I mean,
listen, you get diarrhea either way. It doesn't matter what kind of Subway you eat.
Yeah, you either be shoved by the North Koreans or die from eating Subway. One of the two.
That's probably why they haven't found these kids. Every time they go, because this is the only restaurant it seems like in town, they chow down on a $5 footlong or whatever, whatever the currency in North Korea is, that many footlong. And then the next day, they're like, we're going to get the kids the next day for sure. And they wake up the next day and they're like, I'm not going out today. I don't know what it is, but I feel like shit. And then they go back because they haven't had Subway. They have not experienced this.
Yeah.
So it takes them a while to figure out that it's the Subway's problem. But
well, they don't have the immune system for it either. So like, you first
exactly.
get exposed to Subway. Oh my gosh,
mm-hmm.
There's no vaccine.
Oh my god, yeah. And but anyway, yeah. So I don't know. These kids should all be fucking.
Definitely. Yes.
And especially this kid, because I kind of assumed he was fucking the other girl. That's not Arjun Pavliki, because they were the other main characters that weren't the main ones we saw. And I'm like, oh, they're fucking, but they're not. I don't know. This guy sucks. I hope he gets killed by the
Russians,
by the North Koreans off screen, which according to the IMDb page he does. He is assumed dead at the end of the movie. So I'm gonna spin the wheel one more time. Tick 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 tick. Landed on one of Diggins's. Diggins, what do you got?
I got one here that just says "fuck them prisoners."
Oh, the prisoners. Yeah, let's talk about that.
So I mentioned in my summary that at one point Josh Peck fucks up a mission because he has to go run to save his girlfriend from a bus full of prisoners. And you might have been wondering, and like when I said that in the summary, you might have imagined like, oh, so he like does a big prison break to help his girlfriend get out and then they run off together. Not so, my friends, not so.
Yeah.
Josh Peck like kills the driver and like the guard on this school bus that is being used to transport prisoners, grabs the keys, runs away, unlocks only his girlfriend, and then they leave the bus with everyone else still shackled to the seats, about to be re-imprisoned.
Yep.
He doesn't even like toss the key to the next guy. He's just
like here you go, start.
Yeah,
you might as well eat it and just be like, now the rest of you be nice to your North Korean captors because you probably did break a law, but not them.
Like, I feel that in the scenario where he does do a prison break, when he comes back and everyone's like, you did your own thing and went off and jeopardized everything, he could be like, I was saving a bunch of people. I decided that it was important for us to save the people they imprisoned. They were about to be killed or something, probably. And you'd be like, he's making some good points. But he's like, no, I missed having sex with my girlfriend and only her. I didn't care about anyone else, even a little.
Yeah, it's pretty bizarre.
And the most bizarre thing about it to me is you can hear, as he's unlocking her shackles and the two of them are running away, the other prisoners are going like, get out of here. Oh, they're run. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? You should be saying, give us the keys, asshole. Come on. Yeah, they're coming to kill you and us. So please let us go. Let us out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird.
That whole sequence is strange.
It just really struck me because it's so easy to make the version of that scene where Josh Peck looks like a hero, and they specifically made the version where he looks like a selfish asshole.
Yep, had to fight his brother and all that shit, and someone else had to die, and then she had to be mad at him until she was like, "Nah, it's fine, we cool, homie."
And speaking of she, this is like the first time we've even kind of brought up the girlfriend, played by Isabel Lucas.
Yeah, because she doesn't do anything now or ever.
Yeah, and I don't think. Well, I mean, I don't know. I've only seen her in this. Well, that's not true. I've seen her in. I watched the movie Immortals, which she is also in. Although I don't remember her in that. She is in Transformers. Speaking of Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen. Do you remember who she is in that? Very iconic role. Oh, you never seen the second one? Oh, no, the second one.
Is she the Decepticon that Shia LaBeouf has sex with?
She's a human Decepticon, yeah. The one that you wouldn't even know is a Decepticon. That's just big, long, evil tongue or something. I can't remember how that's revealed, but so she's that one. Her performance is so flat in this movie. I was kind of hoping, and it's flat from the beginning. I was kind of hoping by the time we got her, she would be indoctrinated with North Korean, like, like she'd be a sleeper cell for them. And that would be how we kind of square the fact that this character's just flat the whole time. But yeah, she's just there. It sucks.
She's there to be a comfort to Josh Peck, you know?
Yeah. You know what? Actually, the more I think about it, it's actually good that he saved her because he has no game. He fucks up the football team. His brother is like the coolest, sexiest guy ever in this town. And so like everybody compares you to him and they're like, well, you suck. So if the fact that this girl went out for you, it's like, you gotta do whatever you can to make sure she gets out of this alive.
The quarterback of the team that beat you was like, haha, you suck, bitch.
Yeah.
And Josh Peck's like, yeah, I kind of suck, don't I?
He really, sucks.
You know what a baseball is kind of like, Nando?
Yeah?
A wheel. So even though we said this other time was the last time, let's spin it one last time.
One last time.
Yeah, I think I see a bonus chunk.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
We gotta go. Ooh, tick, 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 tick. DJ, it landed on one of yours.
It's a very quick wheel six. I have to mention this. I call this one He Curved the Bullet. Chris Hemsworth's death is insane. He is walking down a hallway away from his boo. They didn't
towards
fuck
his
away,
boo, away from Josh Peck.
Sorry, thank you. Yes,
that's right. Yeah,
and he takes a bullet right to the skull from down the hallway. We have no idea who shot him, and like I just feel like that bullet would have had to been like from 10 feet away. So. Or someone just like did a crazy wanted around the thing, but just like it's weird that his death is just like so sudden and unsatisfying and like fucking random. Like it wasn't the guy who I was
gonna say in a movie that was good, you could argue that it's a statement on like the sudden, abrupt, and senseless violence perpetuated in war constantly. But this movie isn't that. So
yeah.
Yeah, and in a movie that was good. Now. And for reference, this happens an hour and 21 minutes into an hour and 33-minute long movie.
Yep.
So like in a movie that's good, this happens halfway through and all the characters are like, oh shit, this guy was like our guy and we kind of suck. And maybe he even called Jeffrey Dean Morgan and then Jeffrey Dean Morgan is going to show up and like, where's my friend? But instead it's like they're just already done with the movie, so they just go home and are sad about this a little bit.
Yep.
Or the movie would have it when he gets shot, getting the box. Like that would be when he dies. Yeah. Like he would kill the North Korean captain and then like prop himself up and bleed out. Maybe have one last heart to heart with Josh Peck. But no, it doesn't do either of those things.
Or he could be the person that dies when they try to save the girlfriend. And it's like a really big deal because like Josh Peck called an audible. He's not supposed to do that. But yeah, it's weird too because like they're in this apartment building just fucking chilling. Everybody's like, yeah, we did it. We killed all the North Koreans. I mean, they didn't, but like we killed some of them. And like the Russians are still out there. But they don't know that, but they should know that because they're around. And yeah, doors are open. Like it's not like someone opens a door and shoots him. He just walks by an open door to the hallway and gets shot. So like anyone could go in there at any point.
Yeah.
And
crazy. So I just want to complain about that. And that's it.
So DJ, you think there was maybe a second shooter somewhere in the grassy knoll?
I can see it. Yeah, I can see it.
Do you think it was Josh Hutcherson? Because he secretly wants to have sex with Adriana Padalecki's character in this, and he's like, because it's right as Chris Hemsworth is about to start doing stuff, you know?
Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? You know what, Nando? I bet it was Carol. Because he was like,
oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. The other girl died. And, you know, Josh Peck's girlfriend is with her. If I let Chris Hemsworth seal the deal, then that's it.
Right.
No more girls.
Yep.
No more girls on Earth. So, like, yeah, he's fucked. And especially now that the subway's out of his system, he's ready to go. Also, like, that's something that's interesting too. Chris Hemsworth dies probably with the big old boner. Good for him, you know.
Yeah.
He's like ready. It seems like he's about 3 minutes from finishing. Like they cannot get out of that hallway fast enough. But yeah, good for him, I guess.
All right. Well,
so now we have to go through the great questions.
Yeah,
the important questions.
I think one of them will be extremely easy.
Yes.
Well, we shall see. I think they all might be. So, question one. This is the Hutchtober special. What do we think of the Hutch in this movie?
Great. Should have been promoted to lead. If this movie knew what it was doing, he would have been the main character. He should have
had Josh Peck's role. I agree.
Yeah.
He's doing what he can with a truly thankless role.
Mm-hmm. And he's got the funniest line in the movie. I do think he maybe even would have gotten the Wolverines movie line. Like maybe that would have been a Josh Peck line, and just by that time in filming, they were like, "It's gonna suck if he does it, though. We gotta let somebody else do it."
Josh on this one.
He has the juice.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think it's Patrick Swayze who says that in the original movie, who is the Chris Hemsworth figure. Yeah. So yeah, it's not even like maybe it's not. I don't know. It's been forever. Like I said, forever since I've seen it. But yeah, you know, he was good. I liked him a lot.
All right. Totally agree. By the way, love the Hutch in this. Should have been more.
Yeah, for sure.
Question 2, Nando, could you do a Red Dawn?
You know, I feel like the way they do it, I'd have a lot of trouble. One, I don't like Subway. It really does like fuck up my system. It would be really hard for me to be like, they'd be like, all right, we have first food in months. And I'd be like, I'll pass. You guys, I'm back. I'm going to go get some berries or whatever it is we eat. But I mean, I'd probably finish the soda, honestly. I've got a pretty high tolerance for soda. But I do think the part of the plan that we talked about that they skip over is this whole like getting in and out of town and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd be able to swing that. I also don't think many of them could either. Definitely not Adriana Padalecki. Like again, this movie works, and like that sexy girls line works if she is not a supermodel, but she is. Mm-hmm. They would recognize her by now. But yeah, so I think I would have trouble doing the sneaking in and out of town thing. You know, I'm not brave like Josh Hutcherson. I can't, you know, mow down guys, but I could, you know, be helpful in other ways. You know, I could give them stuff. So yeah, I don't think I would be as much of a liability as certain characters in this. I would definitely be the one who's closing doors at the, at the home base. You left it open again. All right.
Guys, come on.
Yeah. There's like rats and shit around too. There's a lot of good reasons to keep this door closed that aren't just North Koreans. But so I do that, and maybe Chris Hemsworth would be able to survive. So there's that. Also, I'd probably get exploded by Russians, right? Because like I'm not in this place. There's no way I'm an East Coast person. There's no way. So yeah. What's the other? Could Joey beat this?
Oh, could Joey do a Red Dawn?
Ooh, well, he is on the proper coast.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now.
I think he would submit too easily. He would do their propaganda videos.
I think the food would be a deal breaker for him, right? He couldn't go that long without eating any Subway.
And within a week, they'd probably just kill him on his, because they're like, we can't feed the Joey and feed everybody else. It's either him or none of us eat. So like, we got to get rid of him first.
And I think Daryl would also be like, as long as Joey's here, none of the rest of us are getting any girls.
Yes.
They all want Joey.
Including his sister. It's weird, but I guess this is just how he operates. So I guess we have to kill him. So yeah, I don't think Joey would do so hot here. I think he could be. He could, if he showed up late as part of like the second force of guys, and he's the only one. I could see that. Just like I'm Joey, the ultimate Rambo of these guys, but I don't see he's gonna be like a team player. It's a shame. But hey, we finally found something he can't do. So there you go.
He couldn't do a Red Dawn.
Couldn't do a Red Dawn. And then last thing, is it woke?
No.
No.
End of question.
No, there's
that's
just
easy.
no way. The closest thing you could say that this movie is woke on is swapping from China to North Korea, but I can't even parse the wokeness in that because it's really just a money thing.
Right,
So,
so
like,
for money, so it's not even a right reasons thing. So like, I don't even think it can be woke for
in
that.
a weird way. I could almost respect it as like deranged propaganda if they kept it as China.
Mm-hmm.
But like to back down and make it North Korea is a level of cowardice that I find contemptible.
Yeah, I think that's true. And this is a pretty, like, I want to say exclusively white movie, but we got a real white bunch of guys in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, this is your, you know, I get it. Some of them are like, they're all related, but not all of them, I guess. So, but maybe these guys are only friends with all the other white kids. So that's not great. Either way, yeah, probably not, definitely not a woke movie. But you know, that's Red Dawn 2012.
We did it, guys.
Is do we have a movie next week, or is this our last Hutchtober movie?
Well, technically, it depends on when we record versus when we release. Like, we might be able to squeeze one more Hutchtober. It's not like there's a big release next week that we would be dodging, so
right.
there might be something
really
down the bone. But
we're not gonna do that House of Dynamite movie on Netflix. It's kind of Red Dawn, but good.
Topical. I gotta be honest. I've been itching for that stupid Mark Wahlberg movie on Prime. It looks really dumb.
You've been hungry for it.
Yeah. Isn't there another movie coming out?
Well,
there are many movies coming out.
So we could do, like, there were a couple movies coming out that have original ones that we could do. Like, you've got, like, The Running Man, if we wanted to start doing some of those. So there's that. But yeah, no, not a whole lot of, like, we're probably not going to do Begonia, right?
Yeah.
Although, Diggins, you could shave your head. Get right in.
I don't have to shave my head for it because I do it already.
Would they let you in if you don't shave your head at it?
It said either shave your head or show up bald.
Oh, okay. Did you see, apparently it took them too long, so they had to hand out bald caps to the guys?
Really?
Because, like, there were people in line, but empty seats. They were just like, you get a bald cap. So, can you imagine being that last guy? That guy had to shave his head? Pretty fucked. Predator Badlands. That's the next big release, but that's not until November 7th. So, if we want to do another Predator movie, we've still got a week to kill between those. So,
did you guys do The Predator?
Yeah. Yes. We haven't done Predator. I don't think we've done any Predator movies besides that one.
Well, that's
I don't even remember if we've done
stupid.
Yeah.
We didn't do
I don't even know if
Prey.
we've done Alien versus Predator. Those I've seen, and that one's pretty stupid too.
Oh, yeah, we did do Prey.
No, we did.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
You did it with
We
me.
did Prey.
I was there.
Holy shit. Okay. We did Prey.
We did Prey, DJ.
We pray before every podcast, TJ. You always refuse.
Hands up.
But
you're always like, I hate God and praying, and anyone.
Maybe
who
I
believes-
wasn't on it. I don't know. I do not remember this at all, but that's fine.
we'll figure it out. But maybe we'll have. This might not be the last Hutchtober, but this might be the last Hutchtober. So you know.
Well, what you mean is this might be the last release of 2025 Hutchtober. We of course will do Hutchtober again next year.
Yeah, Hutch got real lucky this year with, like, no October movies that anybody wanted to see.
This will be tougher.
Usually there's, like,
certain
at
years.
least one. But yeah, we had to be convinced to do Tron. Like, that's how bad October was. But I do think November is going to be a lot hotter with some of these bigger movies that are coming out. So, like, Running Man and Now You See Me, Now You Don't are the same week. Those are each podcast movies.
How could we possibly
Wicked
choose?
is the week after that. Yeah, like, and then Zootopia is the week after that. Oh my God, we're gonna be so busy.
Our cup's running.
Anyway,
we're gonna be busy.
Yeah, and then after that, you know what's after that? Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Hutch begins anew.
I'll be the one I come back for
a little bonus Hutch.
Yeah,
it's gonna be my first pod back.
That's true. Well, yeah, but before that, you guys want to get to our classic segment?
Yes,
I would love that.
All right, DJ, do you have anything to recommend to the fine people?
Yeah, I Nando, remind me. Did you recommend the chair company last week?
He did.
I did. Yeah.
Did fuck?
But you
I can't remember.
can
There's a
recommend
private
it.
Hey, you can always fall back on Love Is Blind.
As long as you haven't recommended it.
The only thing I have is the Chair Company. It really is good. I mean, the second episode has come out since we last recorded, and
that's true.
I feel really good about the show. Do you know how many episodes we're getting in total? Is it like
no? Do you?
Shorts?
I haven't looked it up yet.
Is it like I'm worried it's like 6 because that's how these things go, man. HBO releases like a really cool thing, and it's like you'll get 6 episodes. And I'm like, damn it.
That's how all TV shows work now.
I know it sucks.
It seems like it's going for 8 episodes.
Oh, 8. Ooh.
I mean, yeah.
You know what doesn't dig? It's anime. Anime still got it.
That's true.
Except ignore the abbreviated My Hero Academia season finale. That's currently out.
And they only have to kill a few animators to achieve that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Did you guys see? I mean, Chair Company, great. It's so good.
Chair Company thing. Did you know that guy's a real suit salesman?
I did not.
Not an actor. He works at a suit place in Westchester.
Holy shit!
I know, and he's never been in a movie before, or a show before, even though he's incredible.
That's wild. Yeah, Tim Robbins is just so good. I will like auto sign on to like anything he does now. He's at like that status for me.
Yeah.
I was gonna say not a rec, but have you guys seen this stuff with like One Punch Man season 3?
No, what's going on with it?
What's going on?
It is to be
clear, I didn't finish season 2. I kind of got like
this isn't like a spoiler thing at all. But now you watch season 2. You know how the animation was like a little janky in season 2. They got the
switched
same
studios, right?
Right.
In
now,
between 1 and 2.
Season 3 did season 2, and like they're the same studio. And holy shit, it's somehow gotten worse. There is one image of like a guy sliding down a grass hill where it's just a pan where they take the image and just drag it down. Like it is hitting the point where we're just seeing like barely animated manga frames.
Wow. Well, that first season was so good. You could just pretend it ended there.
Yeah.
And I do because that's the only season I watched.
Yeah, you're better off for it, but it's crazy how bad it's gotten. So you can easily find it on Twitter, like One Punch Man season 3, like some of it. It's just so bad. So
it's like that. It's like that Uzumaki show.
Yeah, the Spiral one, whatever that. Yeah. Oh my god, that was rough.
But
and that was a weird one because that one, like the first episode was good, and then all the rest of them were bad after that. So you could be tricked. But,
anyway, the Chair Company on HBO Max. That's my rec. You heard it from me and Nando, and hopefully soon Diggins. Diggins, what do you have to rec that isn't the Chair Company?
Well, that's not the Chair Company. I watched a little movie this week. I felt inspired by current events, not the big awful ones, but one of the lighthearted stories in the past couple weeks. I don't know if you guys saw, but the French crown jewels got heisted from the Louvre.
Incredible!
Oh, no, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy.
And it's like an old school heist. It's like it was just a bunch of guys in a ladder, and they pulled it off.
Oh, sick!
I'm so happy for them.
Mm-hmm. So, in the spirit of that, I decided to watch an old heist movie called Topkapi.
Never heard of that.
It's called that because it is a movie about a group of like jewel thieves / criminals who decide to steal the jeweled dagger of Mehmet II from the Topkapi Palace in Istanbul.
Mehmet Oz or a different Mehmet? I only know one Mehmet.
Sultan Mehmet II of the Ottoman Empire, in fact. So a distant ancestor of Mehmet Oz.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So it's about this group of criminals who are plotting to steal that dagger, and they kind of end up through a series of coincidences having to take on this bumbling con man played by Peter Ustinov, who has also been recruited by the Turkish police to like spy on them. And so he's sort of like caught in the middle between the two groups. So it's like kind of a comedy, kind of just a straight heist movie. Cause like the heist itself is like a really tense, like really good heist, scene. It's actually the inspiration for the famous Mission Impossible, like cable, scene in the first one.
Oh, that's It's cool.
It's based on a sequence in this movie. But, it's a lot of fun. Like, the heist scene is great. The rest of it is like kind of ridiculous and has Peter Ustinov being a funny man. He won an Oscar for his role in that movie, which feels insane these days.
Yeah. This isn't based on a real guy who was like a musician or something?
No, it's it's based on a book, but it's a fictional story.
Oh, then, yeah, I can't even see the Academy these days giving a shit about that at all. But
yeah, it's a really fun movie, and I think if you can find it, you should check it out. What about you, DJ? Anything to recommend?
A chair company.
DJ,
he's all crossed up.
DJ, of course, is what I call Nando when we're off.
Oh, DJ Nando. Yeah, back from my DJing days.
Mm-hmm.
It's that makes sense. I'm gonna rec a movie that I watched this week, and I'll co-sign the chair company is still great. But I'm gonna rec a movie, and there's a game coming out this week I'm very excited about, but I cannot rec it yet. Called Dispatch. Have either of you guys heard of this?
No.
It's like, it seems like it's by like the Critical Role people or something, but it's a game. It's Aaron Paul is in it, where you're a superhero but you suck. So your job is you work at a dispatch place and you like assign superheroes to fight. It's apparently very funny. And I played the demo. The demo's funny. I'm very excited. I'll probably rec it next week.
Aaron Paul and Laura Bailey were doing that segment on for the Game Awards. With
all that chemistry until her humongous husband comes and kills them. Yeah, that's exactly what that was. And then the movie or in the game, they're like, it's a little bit of that too. So I'm excited for it, but that'll be next week. This week's rec, different than all that. Movie I watched that I had not seen. I knew about it. Hannah and I were just like kind of browsing, looking for stuff to watch, and it turned out that this was on the list. And we didn't have a good reason not to, so we watched Sisu. Either guys watch this? I can't remember if this has come up on the pod.
That's the Finnish movie, right?
That's right, yeah. I
haven't seen it, but I know generally about it.
Yeah, it's so... Like, I would say you could go into it blind if you want, but I think what sells people on it is just, it's John Wick. But if John Wick was a Finnish, like, something, special forces guy, who, after World War II, and like in the wake of World War II, decided to just pan for gold, but then on the way to town, the Nazis bump into him and steal his gold. So then he has to kill them all. And like, there's even a bit like in your traditional John Wick movie where they find his dog tags and they pick them up and look at them and go, ooh, this is, and they're not even, I don't even know what they are, but some identifying feature. And they call their guys and go, this guy exploded. And then the guys are like, that guy's the ultimate badass. Give him his gold back and run away. It's just like John Wick. They're making a second one coming out pretty soon. But I don't know if that one's any good. But overall, we found this movie quite entertaining, nice and short. Fun to see Nazis explode. And also, it's one of those movies where like it does get pretty fucked, like what happens to this guy. Because there's a little bit of like kind of Revenant-y, like, man, this guy should be dead. Look at all his exposed organs and stuff. But he's, using field medicine and like, burning a knife and then using that to cauterize a wound. So that's a little much, but it also gets a little hard to believe at certain points. He just like does some things to survive some things that are pretty silly, but I had a good time with it. And yeah, I remember when it came out, it got a pretty good, like, it's like people were pretty into it. I don't know what the story is with the new one, but I'll probably watch it. It has Stephen Lang in it. So there's that. Because he has a big history with Russians. So
I always found it kind of funny that they made a movie about a Finnish guy around World War II killing a bunch of Nazis, considering what side Finland was on in World War II.
Yeah, they get at that kind of. It's weird because this character has like a really big beef with the Russians because Finland and Russia, like he killed all of them and like by himself pretty much. But the Nazis are mean to him, like personally. And it seems like he didn't even want to kill the Russians. He just kind of had to. So now he's like, I got to get my revenge. But yeah, it's more of those, it's personal things. Yeah, so I'd recommend it. Next week, we still don't know what we're doing, but we've already said that.
Figure it out.
So you guys have anything to plug, DJ?
Yeah, I'll plug again. Whoa, sorry. Mic wobble. I'll plug Roses and Rejections. on the Pop Break Podcast Network, Pop Break TV. Search that wherever you get your podcasts. Be doing Love Is Blind all the way up into the end. We'll have the finale review. And then we'll have the reunion a week later. And then that'll probably be it for the end of the year because Michelle is so pregnant she can hardly move. And, once the baby comes, it's like hasta la vista. And then we'll be back next year for Bachelorette. The other thing, not a plug, which I just want to mention it. So the mostly nitpicking fantasy, or I should say the Survivor League is still going on.
Yeah.
I think we're down to 23 competitors, which we're at week 8, which is pretty good. I feel like we usually don't have this many people in this late. So, we will see. I
hear my method would still be working.
The Jets one, yes, it would. Mm-hmm. Picking against the Jets would work. I can't see the stupid winners, but I can only see some team names.
I don't think it ever shows you that, right? Or like,
yeah, one is Meteor Man. I don't know if that's a movie name, but I guess that might be in contention. And then Cloud Atlas there, which would be something. Oh, and Titanic 2 and Kung Fu Hustle. So
nice.
Maybe. Who's to say? But I think we got a few more weeks, although sometimes these things turn on a dime. So anyway.
Yeah. You still in it, DJ?
I'm still in it, and Michelle's still in it. So yeah, we're both feeling good. So yeah. Are you still in it, Nando?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
my pick against the Saints strategy has also been quite fruitful.
Yeah.
Although I didn't pick against them in the one game they won. I can't remember who I got, but yeah.
You knew.
I did. I could feel it.
Yeah.
And then the movie fantasy league also is kind of starting to shape up because now some movies are coming out, but we're getting close.
Yeah, it's
still early days.
A little early, but yeah.
Yeah. November's going to be big.
My picks have been ass. But that's me. Diggins, how about you?
Nope. What about you, Nando?
The usual stuff, videos and stuff on Nando Movies and the Nando Cut. I guarantee there will be a Nando Movies video soon. And then there's a fun one after that'll be on Nebula. But besides that, just like check on Instagram and YouTube and all that. I've been putting
TikTok?
all my shorts on TikTok. Yeah. TikTok.com/ or whatever, however that's done. Matt Nando Kelly. And it's just got all the great stuff in it of me talking about Spider-Man or whatever. So, like those. And, next week, perhaps more Hutch. We will see. Until then, I've been at Nando Movies on Twitter.
I'm at Zippy by Day on all the socials.
I'm at C. Diggins exclusively on the Nazi list Bluesky.
Listen, I'm pretty sure Trump made a Bluesky account last week. So
I guess you got me there.
Bluesky is not as cool as it used to be. We need a secret new one. Yeah. But anyway, goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
See you, everybody.
Bye.